for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping!
Stutter! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Super Bowl season Thursday, January 29, 2026, this program begins now.
Football!
It is awesome, and obviously we're in the middle of Super Bowl season. Happy Super Bowl season to all of you. We find out who the best in the world is just a little over a week from now as the New England Patriots and as the home team, which we don't think really makes a lot of sense because they were the number 2 seed, and Seattle Seahawks were number 1 seed. So you would think the Seattle Seahawks, since they had a higher seeding, would be categorized as a home team. They are not, I guess, just because it's alternating years, kind of how it all goes. AFC's picking the uniforms. They're going all white.
Yeah.
They're going all white to the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold and McDonald, will try to become world champions once again for the Pacific Northwest as the Revolution region represents the AFC in a brand new way. Now, the former coach of their dynasty, not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No.
Now, people talk about how it's the greatest dynasty maybe in the history of sports as a whole. Mm-hmm. And there's certainly other dynasties within the NFL's run as a 100-plus-year-old league, the best league in the world. You can certainly give the Niners a nod, the Cowboys a nod, the Steelers a nod, the Chiefs, I think you can give one, or the Philadelphia Eagles in the middle of one right now. Who knows? But the greatest dynasty, in everybody's eyes, is what the New England Patriots were. For 20-some years, every other year it seemed like they were going to the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady, this handsome, smart guy, he had to be cheating. Well, there was a couple stories about that. When you're at the top of the mountain for that long, there's certainly going to be people trying to figure out how the hell they're able to beat everybody else. Well, maybe it's because they just were that damn special. And the rest of the world had to kind of live in their kingdom. And now it feels as if we might be entering it again. And I don't know if everybody's loving it, but I do know it feels like a brand new model, but it's the same old formula. You got a dog as a coach, you got a great young quarterback, and a team that is fully bought in over there in New England, and they've built the same thing in Seattle. 4.5-point spread. 71% of the bets are still on the Seattle Seahawks, who we've seen offensively perform much better than the New England Patriots have performed offensively throughout this playoff run. Has weather been a factor, or has it been the easiest run in the history of football for the New England Patriots?
That's what they're saying.
We all find out next Sunday as the Super Bowl kicks off from Santa Clara, California. And next week, we'll be live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and let me tell you, the guest lineup is insane. We're kind of getting a hang of this thing now. You know, we've been there a few times. We're starting to get kind of what the, it is a NASCAR pit basically in there. That's what Radio Row is. We got brands everywhere. Bang, sleep numbers right here. Boom, boom, boom. Who else had to deal with the NFL? Everybody did. So they all get their kind of their place there. Well, they all have at least a person that should come and talk about their business a little bit to travel around all the other places. Yeah, so now you just got a collection of just humans representing brands they never heard of before an email just yesterday to come walk through Radio Row and maybe get $5,000 to $10,000 to talk about this company that you certainly use. On that note, you're going to be in the middle of a blender of media all over the place. People are doing interviews in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then they walk 2 steps and they walk right onto our set and we get a chance to chat with them. It is a magical thing, this Radio Row. It is the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Radio Row is the Super Bowl. So we kind of got a hang of it now. We got emails coming in, people wanting to come on the show, because there was a couple times there where it was like, oh, do these people, and then people just start walking on stage. Then we start doing the entire thing. And it's really like a reunion of the year down there as we see everybody that we've talked to from afar. But it's also a celebration of football, which is what we're in the middle of right now. A lot of new hirings, a lot of new conversations taking place around the league. We got 2 head coaches joining us today.
Boom.
Brand new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, Jesse Minter, fresh out of his press conference he just had, introducing him to the Baltimore Ravens fan base as their new head coach. Obviously, incredible defensive mind. Okay, this guy won national championship at Michigan with Harbaugh, followed him to the Chargers. Derwin James's stats before and after he gets there, their defensive stats before and after he gets there, obviously take an immense turn. If you're a defense coordinator getting a head coaching job, you've certainly had to do well, but you've also had to certainly impress people in the buildings in which you were in. He was in the Ravens building before. Obviously, Bisciotti, the entire crew knew him. Him walking back in there felt like he was back at home. He'll be joining us in about 25 minutes or so. And then Joe Brady, Caucasoid with fresh fade all the time.
That's right.
New head coach of the Buffalo Bills, former offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, will be joining us at 1:30. Now, he's taking this team obviously not into a next era, but also into a brand new stadium. New digs, new bison outside of this thing. Whole new era of the Buffalo Bills. How will Joe Brady handle the immense expectations of what this Buffalo Bills team has to do? As Sean McDermott got released, let go into the wild, he'll take a year off. Joe Brady will now become the head coach of an MVP quarterback in a team that he knows very well. Good luck to him. He'll join us at 1:30. And then, we have Trinity Rodman joining us. She's the highest paid, we believe, the highest paid professional women's athlete of all time. She just signed a 3-year, $2 million a year deal with the team in Washington, and we looked it up. We don't think anybody, American, what's that?
Not including endorsements, yeah.
Yeah, endorsement. We're talking just from
just
sport.
Yeah,
salary from sport. And also, I think there's maybe some golfing things that could potentially win. In tennis, you can win, I think. We're talking salary from sport.
Yes.
Hey, this is what you're making from league for sport. Most in the world. Hell yeah, American women's soccer.
Unreal.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
$2 million, 3 years. That means there's only going to be more of those going forward. And she's 23, and I got a chance to meet her in person. Dog. It was great chatting with her. Immediately right into talking shit like immediately into it. Felt like she was obviously incredibly affable, and then she's phenomenal on the field. She was captain for the first time against Paraguay, I do believe, this past weekend, scores a goal, then does the sexy Dexy dance, okay? Yep. Coach doesn't do the dance with her. So then next game against Chile, she's going to score again. How you doing? Keep it moving, same move. And Coach gets after it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so now we got good times, good vibes, great skills, and an elite personality. It feels like the future of the U.S. women's soccer is on the rise again, and I think that's a great thing because the U.S. women's soccer team, global dominance has just kind of been synonymous with who they are. As a father of a 2-year, 7-month-old girl who, hey, got a good kick.
Here we go.
And I think she's a lefty.
Really?
Yeah. So we can obviously work out a lot of different things. So, I'm eyeing, because I potentially understand the sport a little bit more. I'm like, okay, baby girl's going to get going. But I don't think it's just soccer. I think all the women's sports is kind of growing. We got a professional women's volleyball team here.
Yeah.
They fill up.
Mm-hmm.
They fill up the
Ignite, right?
Fishers
Event Center.
The Fishers Event Center or whatever. It's like Trinity is a great person for this thing to kind of follow behind, and I can't wait to chat with her. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about her. She's the real deal. $6 million?
Yeah, I mean,
NWSL?
That's crazy.
We looked up like the European soccer, women's soccer, because I know they have like each club basically. I think most of the big clubs have a women's team as well. And then, obviously internationally, there's a lot of women's soccer teams. The She Believes Cup, I think we win that one too. The World Cup one, we won 4 times. I think the gold medal, we have 5 of them or whatever. So it's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
And Trinity's like Yamil over there on that left side. Is that his name?
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, him. There it is.
Hell yeah.
She's on that left side just scoring all the time. We're unstoppable. We win the next 10 World Cups. That's a beautiful thing. And then we'll also have Logan Paul joining us in about 10 minutes.
Good.
He's in a Royal Rumble. Today's pretty big day. Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con Man, Super Bowl season, brother, you're back in it. It does feel like it's a far time away. Feels like we've had a couple days of off-season football here, and then obviously all the energy kind of kicks back up next Wednesday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, for me, I'm ingratiated every single second of every single day. For you guys not having as much skin in the game, I'm sure it is a little further away. For me, fun stat I saw yesterday or this morning, kind of forget, it all blends together as you're waiting for the Super Bowl. Josh McDaniels going in to call his 9th Super Bowl, which is ridiculous. I don't know how many OCs. I know he has at least 3, possibly 4, and then maybe going on his 5th offensive coordinator as in the Super Bowl for him, which is amazing. And then the mic'd up stuff that has come out from the AFC and NFC Championship on both sides has been remarkable. Drake May talking to his team, talking to the coaches. I believe we have one of him talking to Josh McDaniels here.
Hard.
I know.
Good God.
Hey, listen to me. Look at me. It's going to be hard. But look, this will be the most rewarding 6.5 minutes of our lives if we can get it done.
What a speech. What a speech from Josh McDaniels in real time in a moment. You think he was expecting Drake May, his 23-year-old quarterback, to say, man, this is so hard right now.
Hard as shit.
And then just having to immediately go into all we have is the 6 inches in front of us. And like him immediately going into inspiration, motivation in that moment. You talk about 9 Super Bowls he's been in. It's like there's a reason. That was an impressive moment of coaching, I thought, of like leadership whenever I saw that clip. And I also appreciate the fact that this is a 23-year-old man. He's experiencing a lot of these things for the first time. They didn't know if he was going to be able to win games in the playoffs until we see him win some games. Well, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it, which is obviously a realistic conversation because we've seen some people in the biggest moments kind of shit the bed.
Yeah.
Is Drake May going to be one of those guys? Now, has he played his absolute best football in the playoffs? No. Is he in the Super Bowl as a 23-year-old in his second year and first year in a system? Yes. This dude's unbelievable. And what that video showed me is that, first of all, Josh McDaniels, Drake May, obviously very close.
Yes.
Okay, Josh McDaniels, I see now why he is who he is. That was who knows the moments he's had to have with Tom. Everybody sees Tom at the end when he's the GOAT. What about whenever, he was in his building process still trying to get better? There's moments of, what's that called whenever you're like open up moments of
vulnerability?
There it is. Yeah, I try to stay away from those. But there's moments of vulnerability there that are happening between, player and coach. And listening to Josh immediately in real didn't even think.
Yes.
It was like his first response was like, brother, I know it's going to be hard, but this could be the most rewarding 6.5 minutes of our lives. And then immediately afterwards, Josh and them hugging like, hey, we got through it. We did it. We're nowhere near where Drake May is going to go to.
No.
And that's like kind of the scary thing if you think about having to deal with the Patriots fans being all the way back and maybe Vrabel being potentially a second ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if he's good enough to be second ballot at this point. I think you need 2 or 3 Super Bowls to make it on the second ballot. But the thing with Drake, too, that is so cool, like, he hasn't played his best full game, but there has been halves. Like that second half against the Texans and the second half against the Chargers, if you're just looking at it from the outside in, maybe, I don't know, the people who watch tape, I saw this morning that 11 of 11 ESPN analysts have picked the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl already. But when you watch like the first half progression to the second half, that's where McDaniels comes in too, big time for me. Like, you know, you mentioned Jesse Minter coming on. I'm interested to see what the Patriots did in the second half versus the Chargers, because I think he went 11-14 for 150 and a touchdown, you know, and he didn't have those turnovers early on. And that is all, you know, credit to McDaniels and the adjustments that are made. And, you know, you see the all white uniforms. I do believe, to kind of go back to what you mentioned earlier about how the Patriots are the home team and Seattle's the away team, which makes no sense. The higher seed should be the home team. The Patriots wore their all white uniforms only on the road. So I do believe they are still carrying the road warriors mentality to the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. I can't wait to watch. But every time I watch anything from Drake, whether it's him celebrating afterwards, whether it's him talking to the media, whether it's him going out on the field, doing something, it's like, there's so much more for this guy.
Yeah.
Think about what he was like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. They said he couldn't play in the NFL for 2 years because his footwork, and the way he did things, he's going to have to develop. It's going to take him a long time. He's very athletic. We've seen him play basketball. Obviously, he can make a lot of plays, but he's 2-3 years of development. If that's what you're looking for, that is a good draft. Drake May is a good draft pick. Like, that was what was being said about him. So, and I think that is because I think that was accurate assessment of him. I think he was a bit wild. I think he was a bit like a gunslinger. I think he was just best athlete on field all the time, any sport he was playing, he was best athlete. But then you don't counter in there like, well, if he is the best athlete, then you would think if he has a good work ethic, he should be able to get better then, and better and better and better and better. So I think Drake May is nowhere near what he's going to be like 5 years from now. I don't think he's anywhere near what he's going to be like a year from now. Yeah. And I think he's a computer, too, in between the years, from what it sounds like. With Josh McDaniels leading him, it's like, these mic'd ups are scaring me. These mic'd ups are scaring me as AFC Colts fan.
No, I mean, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's the scary part is he's probably going to be entering his prime 5 years from now. And, like, you know, you can nitpick and say whatever you want, talk about how easy, you know, their schedule has been. Like, there is nothing easy about making it to the Super Bowl. Like, we watch the NFL every single week. Like, teams who shouldn't lose, they end up losing. So, like, what he's been able to do is remarkable. And I think, you know, you look at the Brady comparisons, like, think back to Brady's first Super Bowl he won. Like, he didn't throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, Drake May has done exactly what has been asked of him, and he hasn't had the catastrophic mistake in moments where you would normally point to a young guy and be like, oh, see, like, he's going to learn from that next year. And, like, he hasn't had any of those moments. Yeah, he's not, you know, having, like, an MVP type, you know, stat, playoff run here, but that doesn't matter.
Wins.
He's doing everything that he needs to do to win, and that's a testament to not only Mike Vrabel, but Josh McDaniels as well.
We talk about his legs. You know, we chatted about how at North Carolina he led the Tar Heels in rushing and passing for a season. Nobody really talks about him being an athlete because he's so big. So I think people just automatically say, oh, he's too big to be athletic. Go watch his hoop highlights. Dude, true hooper. This guy, actual hooper here. 10 rushes, 129 rush yards, 6 first downs, 4 explosives, and they're not really doing it. Like, it's not really like a thing. He'd much rather be a quarterback. But if you just completely unleash RPOs with Drake May on a game, I think he goes for over 100. I think obviously everything else opens up. I think it's an insane night. But they're also trying, I think, to make sure he knows he has to survive in this whole thing. Balancing survival versus what he could definitely do with his legs if he wanted to has to be an interesting balance for Josh McDaniels, I would assume.
Especially after his first year. Like, since this is his first year in this offense, which, again, is ridiculous. In his rookie year, I think he had like 3 concussions. He didn't start the first 5 games, got his first start, and then during, you know, that was his big problem. He got hit in the back of the head against the Jets, and then he got tackled a few kind of awkward lands, slammed his head on the ground, and he's had to do that this year, which has been noticeably different. Like, when he does run, he's going down way earlier than he should, or not than he should, rather, than he did his first year. And then there are still a couple times where he will stand in there, run, and not slide. And that's when you can kind of see even, you know, Vrabel be like, hey, dude.
And Josh McDaniels says,
yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Whole place here. Mm-hmm. That was the messaging that I think if you listen to some of the OGs talk to like Luck, because Andrew Luck was like,
yes,
no play left behind here. Okay. Every play has to live up to its maximum potential. You need to play the play however the play can be played to its max limits. For the respect of football, for the good of ball, for the good of the play, for the respect of your teammates, for the respect of your coach that made the call. Like, that's how Andrew Luck viewed football. So, like, trying to tell him, like, hey, you just need to go down or just go out of bounds. He's like, yeah, but, like, that's not really football. It's like, wow, kind of took like an alpha response there. Like, that's kind of there's some quarterbacks that just can't get that, they can't shake that. I think Andrew got better later in his career, I think, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I've not watched the film enough to say he got better, but he was so athletic. He could run so fast, so hard. I mean, everything he did was like, he could have been top tight end. He could have been top running back, I think. He could have been all those things. And it was like, that sometimes was to his detriment, though. And I do wonder how hard the conversation is with Drake. So Drake even taking this conversation too hard and learning and changing and being like, hey, we want you to survive for the good of, like, everybody here. So every once in a while, you're going to have sacrifice. And Andrew understood that, but it was like, he felt like he was disrespecting football, which I had like so, like, I think the first time I heard him say it, I was like, oh man, I got so much respect for that. Like, you respect the game so much that you refuse to do that. It's like, I don't know how you kind of battle against that, but inevitably it sounds like Drake has been able to buy in.
Yeah, because you can do that. Like, plenty got, but if you do play like that, you aren't going to be in the NFL for 20 years. Like, you'll more than likely, you will have you'll end up like Andrew Luck, where it's like, we kind of always wonder, like, man, can you imagine if that guy was playing in the Super? Like, what would we?
So good at football.
Exactly. Like, fans feel robbed because, like, and obviously, for a guy like that, that's kind of how he was always going to be. I don't know if there was any coach who could, kind of get that out of him. And luckily, Drake May, like, he can look at guys before him like that, and it's like, okay, if I want to be around for a while, I can't necessarily play like that.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tony's here. We'll dive into the gambling numbers, the Super Bowl for the next 11 days. Yep. A lot of convo about one game, but there should be more convo about something happening Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the WWE Royal Rumble. Now, this is on the ESPN
Unlimited
app. The ESPN app.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it is going to be huge. It's going to be historic. It's going to be awesome. Every Royal Rumble is incredible because there's surprises, there's nostalgia, and there's a ticket punched to the main event of WrestleMania. There's a transformation, a changing in totality of somebody's career coming on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the man that could happen to. A mogul megastar, Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan!
Yes.
He's saying we're on.
Yeah, we're on. We're on.
He's saying we're on.
We're on.
Oh, man, Pat. I wasn't ready for this.
What do you mean you weren't ready? What do you mean you weren't ready? You okay?
Pat, I'm ready. Pat, I'm coming in. I'm coming in remote from Saudi.
Yeah, I see that. Are you all ready? Are you okay? What happened? Were you sleeping? Is everything all right?
Brother, no, I'm locked in, brother. I'm
not taking my shirt off.
So locked in, brother.
Yeah, you look really good. I'm not taking my shirt off, actually. I was thinking about doing it, but then I'm looking at what you got going on here. I think I'm going to keep my shit on here. Okay, so we're full-time professional wrestling. I know you signed a brand new deal. Are you training? What are we doing? Are you eating the weights?
Bodybuilding?
Hey, you look unbelievable, Logan. What's going on? What do we wait?
It's protein, baby. That's my secret. 32 grams of ultra-filtered 32 grams of protein, ultra-filtered milk.
Yeah, breathe, dude, breathe. You're going to be all right. You're going to breathe. Okay, you're good.
Matt, dude, the truth is, and this is me being humble with you, I'm so locked in right now in my life. I got a wife. I got a beautiful daughter. I'm sober. I'm crushing it, and I'm just so good at what I do. And I want to keep being humble, but it's just so hard.
Yeah, I understand when you're crushing everything. And by the way, congratulations on that with your life.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that. Woo! Happy to hear that you're having happiness. Obviously, we've lived in a life that we have known you for a long time and seen your entire life come together here. Your brother Jake, I got a chance to chat with him at the national championship. He was recovering well from the fight. He's fully focused on boxing. You're fully focused on wrestling. Did you guys expect that this is what it was going to be when you were making content? Did you expect to be a full-time professional athlete at this stage of life?
Hell no, Pat. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a legitimate professional athlete now, which is just insane to say, but life is about the art of the pivot. Doing what you're good at, doing what you love, and finding that pocket and then just running it.
Okay, what was WWE? Hey, you look good, dude. You look good. Good tan.
Don't make that noise again, bro. That was wild.
Well, it was just ridiculous that every time you saw yourself, you couldn't help but be like, hold on, let me get a little look-see at these things again. Let me go ahead and look at this. That was a hilarious move by you. That was a hilarious. I really respected it. I look
great.
You do look phenomenal, brother. You said you're fully locked in. What does that mean? Are we training wrestling every day? How do you kind of work it into all your other business ventures?
I'm training every day. I'm going back to back to back on meetings. I'm absolutely optimizing and maximizing my life. Everywhere we go, I'm stacking in the opportunities. Because look, being a WWE superstar gives you the opportunity to amplify what you want to build, both inside and outside of the WWE. So when we go somewhere, when we travel, man, I'm doing business meetings, I'm training, I'm bonding with the Vision and Paul Heyman, I'm learning. I'm just like, man, I can't believe how locked in I am.
Okay, did you expect when you started this thing to be as good as you are? And you talk about being with Paul Heyman in the Vision. How have you developed, you think, in this last chapter here that has been currently happening with the Vision, with Austin Theory, I believe, Bronson Reed, obviously Braun Breaker.
That's why he's so jacked.
Yeah, he's so jacked. Yeah, tell me about like this chapter here with the Vision and what it's done for you.
Yeah, did I expect to be this good? Of course. Look at me. I'm built like a Trojan horse and built like a Greek god. I wrestled my whole life, but what I didn't expect was, I guess, how quickly I would rise to the top. See, I'm a sponge. I'm not as dumb as I look. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm running around with an IQ of 139 in my brain here, and so I'm really a student of the game. Being with Paul Heyman and some of the other guys in the Vision, I just ask questions, and I'm not afraid to say what I know and what I don't know. And there's a lot of gaps I can still fill in. There's a lot of room for me to still sharpen these blades. And that's what I intend to do the next couple of years and make my way to become WWE champion.
And obviously that can happen this weekend. On that, you talk about being a sponge. Walking around at 139 IQ, you're so humble, too. Thank you for telling us about that. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Mav, you are working with Hall of Famer Paul Heyman. What has he kind of taught you as far as, going on to win the Rumble, and what strategies has he kind of given you?
He said nothing in this business is sacred. Nothing. If you are not a part of the Vision, if you're not Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, or Paul Heyman, I genuinely don't care about you.
Wow.
If you are not a part of the unit, that means you're outside of the unit. And you are not my concern. And if you do become my concern, that means I'm going to kick your ass. And as far as I'm concerned, 30 guys in the Royal Rumble, I'm one of them. Let's do quick math. There's 26 guys who are going to get their ass kicked by me in the Vision.
Yeah, but then what happens?
Now, how much longer is this interview, bro?
Probably 2-3 more minutes. What happens if it's just you guys at the end, though? It sounds like you guys are all locked in with each other. Because you talked about kicking 26 asses with the Vision. We're going to kick 26 asses. Braun Breaker's going to... Bronson Reed, tsunami! He's coming down in that entire thing. Austin Theory's doing a little roll through, bang, boom, ba bam. How's it doing?
He's jacked too.
And then all of a sudden, what happens? Oh, it's just the Vision, and Paul Heyman gets up on there. What happens then?
It's a fair question. I'm going to answer this seriously. We have had this dialogue internally.
Okay.
The way we see it, all 4 members of the Vision are future WrestleMania main eventers. We are so good as a unit and individually, it will be inevitable at some point we're going to have to wrestle each other because there's no one else. There's no one else. It's just us. And so when that time comes, we're going to worry about it. But until then, we're functioning as a well-oiled machine.
I'm excited to hear that you guys have had conversations about it. That's the Vision's vision, and that's what it's all about, living in the future. And on that note, we have a question about those 26 asses you're going to kick. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Logan, obviously the goal is just to win the Rumble, but is there one person that you're kind of thinking in the back of your head, you know what? Fuck this guy. I would love to eliminate this guy. Okay,
good.
So that's it.
Wow.
He's the one guy
agree.
you'd love to eliminate, just to kind of stick that knife in his gut and twist it a little bit deeper.
Did it once before. Did I not?
Yeah.
You did.
I think I did, right? It's almost so insignificant to me, I barely remember it. But I think I did. I think I've done it before. History repeats itself. Let's do it again. CM Punk.
Hey,
for heels, yeet.
Did you think about Brock Lesnar's in this thing now? Have you guys thought about maybe how you deal with that? How you deal with the whole Brock Lesnar thing?
That's a concern.
Yeah. Yeah, that's certainly, yeah. I like where your head's at. You guys will figure it out, though. You guys will certainly figure it out. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Pat, you're him. And I don't care what they say about you being a punter and all. You're great.
You said the thing about the punter. I did a backflip. Okay, so we did a match. He's gone. Is he gone? He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. He left.
He's gone.
After I did, I think it was maybe Austin Theory. I don't know if he was there as well. It was one of these.
At Cowboy Stadium because you guys walked in at the same time, right?
Okay, yeah. So after the match, he comes up to me, and goes, "Bro, I just want to come up and say, you are way more athletic than I thought you were going to be." And I was like, "Thanks, man." But I did a little sports. And somebody was like, he was in the NFL. He goes, "Yeah, but you know what I'm saying." Logan said, "You know what I'm saying?" I didn't really. Do you understand? This is no disrespect. Like Logan went into like a hilarious bit, and I'm like, I appreciate you doing that. What he's able to do though, him wrestling his whole life is like an easy, and then him being a character, his whole life. It's almost like he was born to be a WWE superstar, and it has certainly worked out. Is he eating the weights? I mean, he looks unbelievable right now.
Well, it's the same deal, though. Like, yeah, he's wrestled his whole life, but, like, you don't watch what he does in the ring and think, like, oh, yeah, this was a guy who wrestled in high school. Like, he is doing wildly acrobatic, crazy athletic shit, and that doesn't usually, like, that's not the first thing I think of is like, oh, yeah, he won, a state championship wrestling in high
Ohio.
school. Yeah, like, but it's the shit he does is crazy in the ring.
Yeah, he's also a super genius. He is. I mean, the drone throw and catch, the amount of business stuff. I mean, he had the prime bottles literally outside the thing. He is
mic'd up.
Yeah, right there. He's already wearing a wire. I mean, that's all the time probably for him in his life. Congrats to him, and good luck to him at the Royal Rumble. And I do appreciate the fact that he did say, Brock is a problem, because that does kind of change things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think for the entire landscape. Speaking of changing the entire landscape, the AFC North looks vastly different right now. Cleveland Browns, new head coach. Not their DC. People aren't happy. A lot of people aren't happy. Pittsburgh Steelers got a new head coach.
Hell yeah.
He couldn't even get a first word out for being so thankful to go back home. In the new look, AFC North continued in Baltimore as an MVP quarterback. A defense and a roster littered with dogs found themselves without a head coach for the first time in like 18 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who was selected to guide the Baltimore Ravens through the next chapter of the Baltimore Ravens' existence by Steve Bisciotti, who we have come to learn is the greatest talking owner in all of sports.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Ravens, Jesse Minter.
Yeah, coach!
How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are very, very grateful. And obviously, we got a chance to meet you in the building whenever we were walking around the Bolt. And as we chatted with you, the easy follow-up once you left us was, oh, that guy's going to be a head coach. That guy's going to be a head coach. That guy's going to be a head coach. And here we are. You are now a head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. What has it been like after you get named that officially? Because obviously, you traveled around a bit. You've had success in multiple different places. Now you're guiding a franchise. What has it been like here for the first few hours as a head coach in the NFL? Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you guys. It was great to meet you all last year, and it's a process now. You get the job, and first thing that you start thinking of is trying to build a relationship with the players. I think that's the most important piece in this whole thing, and then you start talking about a staff. And so, working tirelessly right now to put a staff together that'll be great for these guys, that these players deserve. And right now, those are the two main focuses at this time.
Okay, so tell me about Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. This is obviously, whenever we talked about the coaching vacancy in the coaching cycles, there was an MVP available with no head coach up there in Buffalo. There was an MVP in Baltimore. It felt like it was the first time, long time, first time, forever. Whenever Lamar Jackson's the quarterback of a team, what does that mean for you as the head coach, a defensive guy? And what was the conversation around Lamar Jackson and the stars of this team currently during the hiring process?
Yeah, first of all, being the head coach of the team that has the best player in the National Football League is pretty exciting. Like you said, these jobs with this caliber of quarterback don't often turn over. And so when it came open, the respect and love I have for Lamar, and having been here before, having seen him come up as he was drafted here, what he did in his first few years, having had defended him last year in 2024 in Los Angeles. Grateful, excited, stoked to have the best player in the league as our quarterback. And I think what that says is your window is always open. You got the best player in the world behind center. You got a group of guys on offense that have elite talent and elite playmaking skills. And look forward to building an offense and building a team around Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so Greg Roman and Lamar won an MVP. Todd Monken and Lamar won an MVP. Felt like it was a little different styles. On that note, you said you're still piecing together a staff, but an obvious question from Tone, a diehard Pittsburgh Steeler fan, by the way.
Yeah, don't hold that against me. Not yet. We haven't played each other yet. But, Coach, do you want to break news here and tell us who your OC is going to be? Just kidding. I know you're not going to do that. But is there a style? Because a lot of defensive head coaches, they talk about how they want to run the ball, and, protect the defense, stuff like that. Do you care what style comes in, and what are you looking for in your offensive coordinator?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have tons of respect for the Ravens-Steelers rivalry, so won't hold that against you. I think I'm looking for a connector and an innovator and a scheme builder around the best player in the world. And so very, very creative. Built on the things that have made this organization always successful. And I think that's playing great defense, having the ability to control the game with running the football, but ultimately building an offense around Lamar's skill set, what he does best, making plays easy for him at times and making plays at times where he has the ability for his instincts to take over. So a very well-rounded, well-constructed offense that's very creative, innovative, always forward-thinking, always trying to find ways to improve.
Man.
And I know we'll find that and look forward to Lamar leading that charge.
I can't wait for you guys to hire Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, smart. Good hire.
All right. Everybody, Dano didn't deserve that. If you do hire Dan, we will certainly support. If you don't, we certainly understand as well. But let's talk a little bit about the defenses that you have manned. Everybody that has played defensive football is impressed by your defenses. And Hembo sent us over a stat earlier today about Derwin James's career, where he was at before you got there, and then what you're able to do with him. And then obviously we look at their Ravens defense. We see a superstar over there as well. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Coach, the jersey's hanging behind you. I love your strategy. Just go to a defense that has an all-pro safety and let's move them everywhere. And that's basically what you can do with Kyle Hamilton. What was the draw, with that defense? Kyle, Roquan Smith, two pillar players. It feels like in this league for a long time, both all-pros, both Pro Bowlers. But what do you envision kind of the strategy with them? And are you just going to basically show Derwin James tape to Kyle Hamilton and just say, hey, do this?
Well, ironically, a couple years ago when I was getting to the Chargers, I had looked at a lot of the stuff that Kyle had done here in 2023. So showed Derwin some Kyle film. Now show Kyle some Derwin film. Two great players in their own right, unique in their own style. But I just felt like this is an organization that expects to play great defense, expects to have the most dominant defense in the NFL. And I think any quarterback's best friend is having the best defense in the league. And so there's great pieces here. There's a bunch of great players, Kyle included, Roquan, all the guys. And I feel like, there's excellent pieces here for us to be able to work towards being the best defense in the NFL.
I mean, you talk about defense being able to run the ball. I mean, AFC North football, you also have to think about that, right? You understand because you've obviously been with Baltimore. But AFC North, you got games obviously outside Baltimore miserable, Pittsburgh miserable, Cleveland miserable, Cincinnati miserable. You have to have great defense, don't you? That's like AFC North football is you have to have an incredible defense, which is why I think Pittsburgh people thought defensive coordinator maybe for the head coach. I think people understood why they go defense with the Ravens because that's kind of AFC North football. Are you excited to get back in the kitchen of the AFC North? It looks brand new over there right now. Feels like it's going to have similar football though.
I'm so excited, and I think the division is where it all starts. You got to own your division. You got to study those teams. You got to find a way to win those games. It's 6 games a year. I think we were able to do that the last place I was at, and I take great pride now in being the only defensive-minded head coach in the AFC North. And look forward to the challenges that those other 3 guys present.
Last question here for you, Coach. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Coach, I know in 2021, you kind of took a bit of a separation and were at Vanderbilt. But from 2017 to 2025, you were coaching under a Harbaugh, whether it was John or Jim. Have you thought about, like, man, it's actually going to be kind of weird not having or not being around either one of those guys? And what do you think the biggest thing you'll take away from the Harbaugh coaching tree will be going forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. Certainly have so much love and respect for both of them. Jim, the last 4 years, being at Michigan, winning a championship together, getting the Chargers up and running to where they're at now. I feel great about kind of how we left that place. And then the 4 years here with John. And I think they're both different. Jim is, as you guys know, man, so positive, so fun, creates a great environment for the players. I learned a ton here from John about empowering people in the organization, empowering the players, empowering the coaches to be creative and forward thinking. That was, I felt, a big part of my development was his vision for me as a coach. And so look forward to taking everything from both of those guys, but ultimately being myself and figuring out what works best for me. But certainly have loved my time with those guys, love and appreciate them, and look forward to going against them now.
What was Bisciotti like in the conversations? We don't know this guy much. We just saw a press conference when he was talking about the hiring process. He might be the greatest. We need him on a microphone more. I don't know if that was part of your discussions or negotiations with him, if you won that over to get him on a microphone more. But what is he like in person, and what is the expectation? Feels like he's pretty hands-off. You guys do the football. I'm the owner. Let me know what you need.
I think he's the best owner in sports. And I say that because, you know, he gives you everything that you need. There's no stone unturned for resources in this organization. He hires people to do their job, expects you to do it at a high level. And, you know, he's only hired, in his time, he's only hired the one coach. And so look forward to having a long partnership with him and Eric DeCosta, our general manager. And, man, there's nobody I'd rather be working for than Steve Bisciotti.
How old are you?
42.
Oh, man.
Young gun.
You'll be there till at least 60.
Yeah, at least. I mean, look, he looks like he's taking care of you. Yeah, you're pretty fit. Are you a Peloton guy? What do you do?
Peloton all the way. Peloton.
Okay, in the office, you're on the Peloton?
I do it at home, but I might have to bring one in the office here.
Yeah, smart. I like that. You just, even having it there makes you think like, oh, this guy's working out and watching film, doing the entire thing. We're getting up on that. We're going pretty hard. It feels like you are in great shape. You feel very confident about your Peloton scoring, your ranking?
It's solid. It's middle of the road to the upper half, maybe.
Instructor of choice?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, I go more for during the season. I'm only on like the 20-minute kicks in the morning, so it's more about the time length.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy kind of the mix of all the different instructors.
I like that. Hey, we only got 20 minutes here, okay? But I need to kick my ass. Okay, that's what I need to do here. Hey, I hope you get a good time or have a good time, not only meeting, obviously, the locker room. Jimmy's famous. It's great to be back at Baltimore. You'll be able to eat some of their crabs. Butta and Stavi, I think you need to get a good relationship with them. They are incredible fans of the Ravens. And then watching you build that place after taking the baton from a man who is obviously held in such high regards around there is going to be fun to watch. Good luck, brother. You've earned it all.
Appreciate that. Thank you guys for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Coach Minter.
Yeah, Coach!
Walking into somebody else's house, basically.
Yeah.
You know, that's like a college football thing, more so than an NFL thing.
Yeah, you lived at.
Yeah, and you were in that house.
Yeah,
you had a room in that house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the castle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Within the castle that they have over there in Baltimore. So, like, he knows how everybody there feels about Harbaugh. You know, that's like Harbaugh's house, basically. He's running that place.
Seriously.
And then he has to walk in there, and now it's, hey, this is his opening statement where he's like, it's going to be we, and this is already the best franchise. I'm trying to take it to the next, because you can't really, you know, because you can't really step on anybody because they have been run pretty well, it feels like, but haven't gotten to where you want to go. So how do you frame the messaging that it's like, this is such an abnormal head coaching change because it's not that you're ass, but certainly not where we need to be. That's like an interesting balance, I think, up there.
Yeah, that's why you kind of have to bring in a guy that knows the culture, because it's not a situation where you have to flip it, 180. It's not a place where it's like, hey, this is terrible. I'm going to completely change the culture around here. And kind of like Ben Johnson. Like, Ben Johnson had to go in there and completely flip the Bears. Like, hey, we're not a losing organization. We can do this with the guys in here. Whereas Minter, like, he's going in there knowing the Baltimore Ravens are one of those franchises, kind of similar to Pittsburgh. Like, they're a winning franchise with a good culture. You don't have to change, reinvent the wheel, if you will, but you still have to change what they've been doing the past few years. Like, if you don't hire a guy who knows that culture already, you kind of are kind of behind behind the 8 ball, if you will.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how it works over there. You know, you got Lamar.
Yeah.
Lamar's always going to be good. Lamar can spin it too. Like even if Lamar's not running, because I don't know if Lamar can. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to doubt Lamar. I will not doubt Lamar Jackson. Lamar used to be by far the fastest person on every field he was on. This year, did we see as much as that?
After his hammy, no.
I was going to say, it feels like he was hurt all year.
All year.
And
Linger.
Yeah, exactly. And they kind of it got to that point where it was like, hey, listen, the Ravens kind of need to win out. So it was like, even if he was hurt. But also the other thing with Minter that, you know, it's kind of, I'd say beneficial to him that Harbaugh went and got another job right away because he did take a bunch of people with him and a bunch of support staff. So, like, he doesn't necessarily have the holdovers who are like, well, this isn't how Coach Harbaugh did it. You know, he can kind of bring in his pieces and still retain some of that stuff from the Harbaugh era, but also kind of mold it into like the image that he wants. And he's not going to have that constant strife of like, well, we've been pretty successful. That's not how we do things.
I agree. Constant strife you bring up?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in Cleveland, Myles Garrett? Is everything all right?
Wow. This guy. No thanks.
Is it January or February?
Boo-hoo, Garrett.
Hold on.
You mean Mr. Pout Pout?
Yeah.
Hold on. This guy would snap you in half with one hand and you in half with the other
and
hand.
I still wouldn't post an IG story like that crying.
Okay, well, maybe he just wants to let people know that he's also going through it over here. Okay, now, I didn't even think of it in real time because I don't think enough about the Cleveland Browns in my day-to-day life. I apologize for that. I need to do better.
You do
for the dog pound because I appreciate the Cleveland people. Okay, I do appreciate the Cleveland people. Miz has kind of introduced me to a genre of Browns fans that believe they're going to actually win a Super Bowl and actually have their lives depend upon it at this stage. So I feel bad for the Cleveland Browns fans. I do not think. I didn't even think because the Schwartz thing was interesting. The defense coordinator Schwartz, who historic defense at home. Even more so. Myles Garrett obviously gets a sack record. That's already in Canton in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Bill Belichick not, but this is certainly Myles Garrett's uniform is in Canton because it's a historic sack. But also at home, they didn't give up like a first down for like 5 weeks straight or something. Like I forget what the stat was. He has led a legendary defense over there in Cleveland, and obviously none of it really matters because they don't win enough games to be relevant. So it's just kind of out in a lost wasteland. So whenever they're doing the hiring of the head coach process, and there was like a quiz that had to be taken, there was some homework, and then there was also a qualifier that was like, Schwartz has to stay. So it sounds like everybody in the building was like, Schwartz is really good DC. We don't want to change anything over here. We just want to change the head coach and the offensive coordinator. So then whenever we hear they hired Todd Monken, I just go, okay, so they got Todd Monken on the offensive side, Schwartz on the defensive side. Feels like those two know the AFC North pretty good. That might be a good combo for Cleveland. So my immediate response is like, that's not a bad thing. And then immediately comes out, Schwartz is out, Schwartz is leaving. And then I see the entire place go, if we're going to hire an old coach, why would we not just hire the guy who's already in the building, who has relationships with all the players, who is leading a historic defense and understands what has been a head coach and fought other head coaches, which we like, by the way, if he's going to do that. Why wouldn't we just hire this old guy if we're going to hire an old guy? None of it makes sense. And I didn't even think of that reaction, especially if I would have known how hard I think Schwartz wanted the job. Feels like Schwartz really wanted that job. He wanted another crack at the apple. He had been a head coach before. It didn't work out perfectly. So now he's in a place that he knows has an incredible defense, which he can be about. And if he can hit or strike on the offensive side somehow, they can have a good team, especially with a lot of turnover in the AFC North right now. There's really opportunity for the Cleveland Browns. So I didn't know he was pushing as hard for the head coach. I thought he was sticking around on the defensive side. So then whenever it comes out like he wanted it, now he's out, he immediately becomes an incredibly hot commodity everywhere. And the Cleveland Browns people are now like, why'd we piss off the guy who was like maybe the best thing we had? And then Myles Garrett's on the internet saying, I'm on your guys' side. I don't know why we picked this, our old white guy. We had the old white guy. I don't know what we're doing on the other side of the ball. And this follows a trend now, 2-year trend. So I don't know. I guess it's just back to back. It's not annual because annual would be a long time. Trend would be 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, beginning of an annual, you could say.
Yeah, we're at the beginning stages, potentially, until there is a resolution, which is either a Super Bowl for Cleveland, right? Because that was kind of his messaging, is that he wanted to win. He didn't want to just go to the Hall of Fame. He wanted to win a Super Bowl. Then they paid him $40 million a year, and he said, all right, they told me we could win here. We could win here. So then he is coming out and saying basically he was lied to. Like, hey, you were told we were going to be able to win. That's why I took the deal for for $40 million, reset the entire market. I come back. Here we are again. They stink. They're not good. They fire their coach. He is obviously campaigning pretty good for Schwartz. He's obviously the best player in Cleveland and has been for a very long time. So although he's not a quarterback, he was certainly campaigning for one of the head coaching candidates. His guy doesn't get the job. Another guy, similar ilk, just other side of the field, gets the job. So I think he's warranted to potentially be a little bit upset. But I think a lot of people are saying, hey, when you took the check to stay in Cleveland, you signed up for all the shit that Cleveland's going to bring. And this is something that the Cleveland's going to bring. Allegedly, Haslam, the owner, went against the consultants and against his staff and said, I hear what you're saying. Give me Monken. So who knows if that is just a leak from the building to save face with Schwartz, which could certainly be the case because he probably has friends in that building that were saying like, hey, we're on your side. Then they go the other way. They would like it to be known like, hey, for Jim, we want him to know that we were on his side. And Haslam, the owner, went the other way. So now this is multiple decisions we've been told that Haslam has decided to go against what everybody else is saying and make decisions that could be to the detriment of his business and his team. But hey, that's Cleveland football, I think, is what everybody says. And Miles signed up for it, Tony. Is that how we need to be viewing this?
Yes. As far as Miles goes, he did the letter, last year. It was all we talked about for majority of Super Bowl week. And then he signed the deal. So it's like, hey, you knew, you've been there for how long? You know how this works with Cleveland. And then the best part, I'm not sure if you saw the report from Josina.
I saw it. Yeah,
they might have two head coaches, first time ever. Okay, OC, DC, co-head coaches. You know what? Why not? I think it's a great idea. I think they should definitely do that. I feel like that would be a great idea.
Okay, Tone, that is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I think what you were hearing is people trying to come up with resolutions, for the situation. And I don't know if anybody will ever do that because if you got two coaches, I think you have no coaches, just like the quarterback situation, which they don't have. But there has been teams whose offense and defense just very much two different operating systems. Chicago Bears, I think, is the most noted one, right? As Buddy Ryan and Ditka just didn't get along.
Hated each other.
Yeah, in the two sides, and they went on to do special things together. And I'm not saying these two would hate each other, but I think Schwartz potentially would not necessarily like being second fill. I'm the second head. I'm the co. I don't know how that goes, but hey, there's 32 jobs or 64.
Mm-hmm. Good call.
If you get co-head coaches.
Not? The other thing would potentially be if they do this, Cardinals can't have a head coach this year because there can only be 32 head coaches in the NFL. Browns get 2 of them. Cardinals can't have one.
That'd be crazy if the Browns were the team that did that to the Cardinals. The Cardinals would have to really look themselves in the eye.
Yeah, they would.
And that's like whenever your UConn coach goes to like North Texas, Colorado State.
There it is.
That's tough for UConn. That is very tough for UConn. But obviously, not everybody understands what's going on out there at Colorado State, Coach. We apologize for that potential slight, but that's not a normal transact. Go ahead.
Well, just with this whole entire thing with Myles Garrett, I'm not so sure he didn't schedule this IG post and tweet last year. I'm not sure if at the Super Bowl he was like, you know what?
Good point.
Now that I'm here and doing all this, I know I'm going to get my money. I know I'm still going to be a Cleveland Brown. I'm going to schedule this for 2026 so that inevitably when this happens again, I'll still be right in the pocket.
Tennessee Titans have $101 million in free agency.
A lot of money.
With Salah and Dayball. Are they potentially going to try to trade for an upset, miserable Myles Garrett out of Cleveland?
Interesting.
Is Myles Garrett going to work his way out of Cleveland because he's not happy with current head coaching hire? Because even though he campaigned for one of the candidates, another candidate got the job. Does Myles Garrett feel disrespected in Cleveland? Does Myles Garrett potentially want out of Cleveland?
How could they? They carried him off the field to end the season.
I think it's dead.
That'd be a great way to go.
They won their Super Bowl.
His dead cap's got to be.
It's got to be
historic.
100. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
$100 million.
Is there any chance that the NFL steps in and says, you know what, Jimmy? Sell the team. We're going to take this from you. Because you're not even trying to win. You act like you know what you're doing. You clearly don't.
What if it's a good hire?
There's a chance.
They got a Pro Bowl quarterback.
They do have a Pro Bowl quarterback. And that would be his response. Oh, I don't know. Do Pro Bowl quarterbacks grow on trees? I drafted that guy. But, like, if you're Andrew Berry, like, how do you go into work the day after where it's like, hey, I've spent 4 months trying to tell you what we need to do here, and you're listening and just kind of giving me the runaround, and then on the very last day, be like, I hear you. I appreciate you doing all the legwork. Shut up. You're wrong. We're going to do what I want to do. I'm going to get this guy.
You remember that quarterback contract we gave out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually.
I'm not so sure that wasn't your idea.
Okay, well, you're the one who told me to do that, right?
It's
Andrew,
my
like,
get
whoa,
back.
whoa. I made an offer. They said no good. They actually eliminated us from it. And then remember, you came in and said $230 million fully guaranteed. And I said, we cannot do that. That'll not be good for our team. And you said $230 million guaranteed. Feels like you do that to me a lot, is what Andrew Berry potentially says.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why Stefanski leaves the Browns organization.
Tried to. Was actively coaching to get fired. I think anybody, if you were to cut on the tape, which we all have, if you were to look at that Brown season, you could make the argument that Stefanski was trying to get fired. And that's why they drafted 2 quarterbacks. That's where it all started. Stefanski was like, I'm going to draft 2 rookie quarterbacks. Actually,
what's worse than 1 rookie quarterback?
2 of them, and we're going to have Flacco. And we're going to trade Flacco in the division. And then we're going to have our first rookie quarterback go. Well, he's going to get hurt. And we're going to say, no, you're not playing anymore. We're going to start our other rookie quarterback. Everyone's going to hate
With no practice. They didn't even let him practice.
Yeah, which was ridiculous. But everyone's going to hate it. And then, lo and behold, I am now the head coach of the offense that has Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and possibly Kyle Pitts. So, yeah, it worked out for Stefanski pretty damn well.
It was crazy he got hired that fast. I mean, honestly, and Matt Ryan did the hiring, so I respect Matt Ryan's opinion. He'll be joining us next week at Super Bowl Radio Row. I believe on Thursday, Matt Ryan will be joining us next Thursday. Can't wait to catch up with him, how he got to Stefanski. Because I don't know Stefanski that well. I just didn't expect him to be a ball, basically, as soon as he leaves Cleveland like he was. I assumed he would have to go back offensive coordinate somewhere, be an OC, take a year like that and all that. And then instead, I see him walking out of the dog pound right into the bird's nest down there. And for the Falcons, it was like day of them. It's like, wow, he landed on his feet pretty good.
Yeah, I think that kind of proves and shows you what the NFL thinks of the Cleveland Browns in that organization. And a lot of Browns fans I saw yesterday think that because Jimmy Haslam was a minority owner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that he's actually a sleeper agent owner for the Browns. And he's actively trying to ruin them.
Okay. See, that's not, the Browns fans don't deserve any of this.
Yeah.
The Browns fans don't deserve any of this. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on around sport. Penn State has turned Beaver Stadium into a hockey rink.
Yeah.
Okay.
This looks awesome. And anytime hockey does things outside of the arena, we appreciate. We love the Stadium Series. I believe that continues this Sunday down in Tampa Bay. Shout out to the NHL for being innovative and changing and maybe marketing the game a little bit differently to different people. You know, because not everybody grows up near a pond where pond hockey's happening outside. It's nice to get the backdrop. It's nice to see the elements on the ice with hockey. And Penn State will be playing Michigan State on
Peacock at 1:00
on
Saturday.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. 1:00 on Peacock on Saturday. They'll be live in. That's just gonna be 100,000 people at this.
Oh,
no way.
The projection I saw was somewhere between 60 and 70,000.
I mean, this is but you could see how, right before the game starts, it's like, hey, why don't we go? It's number 2 Michigan State in the country versus number 5 Penn State in the country. Like, that would warrant at least some people traveling down.
I heard Michigan's kind of running college hockey right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We have Michigan Wolverines, number 1 team in the country. Michigan State Spartans, number 2 team in the country. And the Western Michigan Broncos, number 3 team in the country. They won the whole thing last year.
We had that guy.
Western Michigan did something. What did Western Michigan do?
They built a $500 million facility.
Yep.
Hockey facility.
Also, their defense coordinator just got hired in the NFL, Western Michigan.
Chris O'Leary.
Yeah, that's right.
I forgot. Western Michigan's defensive coordinator is now the defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
That came across the news wire there and kind of shocked me a little bit. Western Michigan pipeline to the NFL from a DC standpoint. I guess he's got some great stats, Tone.
Yeah, so 2 years ago he was with the Chargers, and then last year he went to Western Michigan to be the DC. 2 years ago, Western Michigan, when he was not the DC, was 107th in defense. And then when he became DC, they went all the way from 107th to 9th last year.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And Ty, week 4, they were playing against that guy who's so good at football.
Yeah, it may have been Central Michigan. It may have been the Chippewas. I can't remember. Dan Lefevre is the head coach. I don't know if he.
I think it was Dahn Lefevre was the quarterback.
Yeah, could have been. He's one.
Hey, he could spin it up there.
Yes, he's an all-time great. But that's the thing is you go through the trials and tribulations of that Western Michigan schedule, like that prepares you for being in arguably the toughest division in the NFL.
Parker Navarro. I mean, we saw it. He shut his ass down,
brother.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio, they got a good football team over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so is Western Michigan. They got the Los Angeles Chargers defensive coordinator was coordinating against that schedule last year.
Dominated.
Good luck to those college offensive coordinators. You got the Chargers DC on the other sideline. Why didn't he go coach high school?
Good question.
I mean, could you imagine this? Phil Rivers almost did.
Yeah, Connor Stallions did that, and his high school team wasn't very good.
I thought he was going to get a head coaching job.
Me too.
Yeah, they didn't get his guys in there. That's why.
Belichick's still not in the Hall of Fame.
Today, still?
Yeah. Josina reporting about maybe co-head coaches. That would kind of change some things. If they were to go back and re-vote and put somebody in the Hall of Fame, that would certainly change some things for the future. I think he's going to miss out. That's a shame. But there will be incredible Hall of Famers with us next Friday, live from Radio Row. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in Super Bowl season. Let's enjoy it. We'll see you on the other side.
You know what? I think there's only one thing left to do here. I've experienced cafecito time. I've experienced the wonderful culture. I've experienced the beautiful people, and I think we got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. This day in Coral Gables is going to be one that I will remember for the rest of my life. Ray Lewis started his dance right here at Miami. Ed Reed started his legendary run here at Miami. The legends of football run deep. The moments are special. The national championships are in abundance. Just last year, a lovely University of Miami woman diver from Italy won a national championship. This thing's been staring at me all damn day.
You're out of your mind, brother. You're crazy.
Kirk, I'm a little winded.
That's what I was going to say. You talked the whole time you were running. I'll give you a chance to catch your breath, you son of a bitch. You're crazy.
I hope somebody got a lifesaver over there. Is there a lot of something? My man's out of breath.
It is a long way to the top.
Are you going to jump in your suit? Are you going to jump in that
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so
I'm tired for you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to take the jacket off. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, he's taking the shirt off now.
Okay. All right.
Looking ripped.
Yeah,
looking ripped.
fit.
Oh, he's taking the drawers off.
ladies and gentlemen.
The pants.
Not the drawers.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you come to this beautiful campus, you will notice quickly that the students here love this university. They love this atmosphere. And I'm with everybody. I think the U is back. Give me.
He's got the speed on. Oh, my God.
Give me the.
Canes, baby. Here it goes. Oh, God.
Here it goes. Feet together. Feet together.
I think that was the lead peso for the pencil.
And he's got the U. Flashing it out.
Oh, my God.
McAfee with the refreshing plunge. Miami and Florida tonight. Let's have a look at that again. Check out the form, Herbie. Oh, man.
Let's see the toes.
We need just to
They look pretty good.
Legs together, right?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Super Bowl season Thursday, January 29th, 2026, Hour 2 begins now. Football! Got a loaded hour here ahead, and obviously football is the greatest. It's Super Bowl season, and the guests have been coming in abundance. I would say. Later this hour, we got Joe Brady, the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He has a press conference, I believe, that just wrapped up. He'll be heading into a room to talk to us up in Buffalo. Cannot wait to chat with him. I've heard immaculate vibes, this guy. I've heard the aura, the energy, the juice, if you will, is very high with him. Saw a video of him walking in, first day of job, had shorts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Had shorts, there was snow.
I like that.
I was like, I know exactly. This guy, if they're saying he's a lot of energy and he's wearing shorts out there, might have simpatico here in Joe Brady. Excited to chat with him for the first time. And then in about 10 minutes or so, we'll chat with Trinity Rodman. She's the highest paid women's professional athlete of all time. And she's a United States beast. Our women's national team is in great hands. She's a captain. She's 23 years old. This past weekend was her first game being captain. It was also one day after she signed the largest women's sports contract in history. And she does this sexy Dexter Lawrence dance after she does her thing. She's 23. She's going to be around for another 10, 15 years leading and guiding the way. We're incredibly lucky and thankful we get a chance to chat with her. As Coach Emma Hayes did a little dance too. You know, the first time she said she didn't want to do no dancing. The girls have been dominant, and I'm excited to chat with her about it all. Joining us now, live from Manhattan, Ohio, is a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. How you doing, Hawker?
Good. I credit to you for the coach for getting involved there in the second one. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, because I don't think she wanted to at all. Because she might be a stern coach, you know, accountability driven. It might be that. And then what'd you say?
Hazy.
What's that?
Coach Hazy.
Coach Hazy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Hazy.
Like H-A-Z-Y.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, Coach Hayes. That's what we call her.
Emma Hazy.
Yeah, Hazy.
Coach Emma Hazy. You're not saying hazing, because I said like she's kind of a hard-nosed coach.
No.
And then you said kind of hazing, and it's like, I think that used to be. So now she's stern but fair, I believe is how you potentially describe her coach. So I don't know if she's much of a dancer, you know, on real. But when Trinity knocks in her second goal, 2 games, she's captain, she's starting, she's got sexy Dexy dance going crazy all over the place. Maybe Hazy does buy it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that she did that. Age, it is a great time for ball. And there's a lot of great hirings happening. We just talked to Jesse Minter. Seems like he's ready and cut out to do the gig. Joe Brady will come here in a matter of moments. Patrick Graham has been hired as the defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers alongside Coach Mike McCarthy. Your thoughts on that hiring for the DC in Pittsburgh, and how do you kind of think what the Steelers are doing is going to work out?
Man, I sure hope what the Steelers are doing is going to work out. I think Patrick Graham, when you hear people, I don't know him personally, I know guys that have played for him, they all love him. Like, they love his scheme and what he brings, I guess, his energy and positivity. But for Big Mike, yeah, the Steelers, obviously, Big Mike, we know his offensive background. That's what he does. He develops quarterbacks. He's a West Coast offensive guy. So, yeah, bringing in defense is gigantic for him. He knows that. He tells us all the time, like, Big Mike's the most, like, old school trenches dude that lets you know, like, hey, you're going to win the game up front on both sides, D-line and O-line.
Okay, so Patrick Graham, I think, has had success and with not a lot of like talent on his rosters. I think he has 2 top 10 defenses in the last 5 years. But if you look at where he was at, there wasn't, Max Crosby obviously in the Raiders, but you know how the Raiders have done. I think people really like him. Don't know if he's had a great situation yet, kind of.
Yeah, the kind of the story or narrative around him in the last few days when his name was out there to be hired was that he does more with less, and then kind of different than what Terrell Austin did with who was the Steelers DC the last few years. It was kind of like, hey, this is what we play. This is what we're going to do. And Patrick Graham's MO apparently more is like, okay, these are the players we have. Let's go to their strengths. We don't have we don't have to play this defense in this certain, like, let's go to our strengths and maybe the offense's weaknesses. And then Steelers fans were very, 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 very happy to hear that.
Okay, so this is good hire in Yinzer's mind. Obviously, Mike McCarthy has a lot of connections throughout his 150 years in the NFL before returning back home to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's looking at Scott Tolzien, former backup quarterback in Green Bay, as a potential offensive coordinator. Your thoughts on that, Age? Obviously, he knows the system, has been around the NFL a long time.
Yeah, Scotty was actually, his locker was directly next to mine for a little while in Green Bay. And Scotty was a coach back then. Like he was, you know how you play with guys that you know are going to coach. Like we didn't have to really talk about it that much, but we knew like Scotty's brain, how he operates, how he works. Hey, he got in there too. And Scotty had to start a game, I believe. And that dude he can sling a little bit. He was tough as nails as well. I believe he ran for a touchdown. Like he led us to some exciting times in Lambeau.
He led some Indianapolis Colts exciting times as well, brother. We brought him in on like a Thursday. He played on a Sunday. I mean, Scott Tolzien, living legend in a lot of different locker rooms, I do believe, in practice facilities and practice fields, because I think he was doing a lot of that against the defenses. That's a backup quarterback has become a position where we all believe they know ball. They understand ball, and they understand what quarterbacks want and what quarterbacks don't want. So their names can obviously become very, very hot, especially if they have success. Scott Tolzien goes to Pittsburgh, has success one year. His name will be up for a head coaching job, just like Kelly Moe, obviously.
That's where he was.
Former backup quarterback. Kevin O'Connell, backup quarterback. Dan
Cliff Kingsbury.
Why'd I do that to Minter like that? He just, in my head, he was rattling off like all the good things of an offense, and I'm like, that's what Orlovsky told us he was going to do, just all the good things. You know, like, so that, as Minter was labeling what he wanted, I'm like, I know a guy who told us all the same things. His name was Dan Orlovsky a little bit ago. But he could become the next one. And I don't think McCarthy's not calling plays. He's saying, I don't like calling plays. He had been with Kelly Moe before, and Kelly Moe wanted to run up scoreboard. I know what he wanted to do. That's what he said about him as they moved on. So Scott Tolzien going in there to be the coordinator would not be abnormal at all for McCarthy. And him and Aaron have a good relationship. Are all signs pointing to Aaron Rodgers going and continuing his hunt for 7 in Pittsburgh, AJ?
I mean, if you look at it from the, it feels like it, right? Has he said anything publicly? Do we have any clue what he's going to do?
We don't know what he said publicly. What has he said privately, AJ?
I don't know. We haven't heard from him. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times in the offseason, he goes dark for a little while. I don't know where he might be right now. I really don't.
You know,
AJ, so what have you been told?
I want him to come back. I want him to come back. Nothing. Like, he doesn't know. I don't think he has his mind made up either way. You don't need a one shot on me. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, I have no information.
Does he know Coach Mike is the head coach of the Steelers?
I believe I would assume that he knows Coach Mike is the head coach of the Steelers.
Okay, so Tone also just said to me that there is a chance that Coach Mike will be calling plays. He has come out and said that he's going to be doing
I thought
that.
he did in the press conference, said that he was going to call plays. I am almost positive, but I was just asking to check to make sure. But this is like Scotty Tolzien. This is your coach in waiting. Okay, he's 38 years old. He's been the quarterback coach. He was with the New Orleans Saints this year. Their quarterback made leaps and bounds of a jump to maybe almost offensive rookie of the year. He's with Dak the last 2 years before that. Oh, he was pretty good. Scotty's the future head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Okay? Big Mike's going to do his 5. He'll get a Super Bowl. That'll be cool. He'll be 67 years old. He's going to ride off in the sunset in Greenfield. Scotty Tolzien right in, baby. There's our young coach. There's our young hire.
Who are your players,
That's our
though?
future.
Who are your players, though?
What do you mean?
But you got a lot of players I think are like, are they playing next year? And it's not like contract related. It's like retirement related. Like what is, because they don't want to rebuild, so you got a lot of older guys.
Cam is up in the air. But besides,
Aaron's up in the air.
But, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
What about Jalen?
Just quarterback and no stuff.
Ramsey?
Is he under contract still?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good.
You feel good about it?
I feel great about
it. And what about
Do they have to make a lot of decisions?
Bubba Ventrone coming back to the town to be the special teams coordinator. I mean, if he does assemble the Yinzer Avengers, if he assembles the Yinzer Avengers to be the coaching staff, now he let Danny Smith out the door. Now, Danny Smith, Yinzer legend, he's in Tampa Bay. I don't think Danny knew another Yinzer was getting gig. But Bubba Ventrone, Charval, Yinzer, been around the league, great special teams coordinator, going in there with Mike McCarthy. And then we just start, and Patrick Graham, not a Yinzer, but if every other slot was filled by Yinzer people, I think that would make a lot of sense for Mike McCarthy.
It wouldn't shock me. It does that. You know, he's done that in the past over the course. There was guys that had Pittsburgh ties on the staff in Green Bay that I didn't even know. Like multiple guys throughout all. Like he has Pittsburgh connections everywhere. So yeah, if he feels like they're right for the job, he will
Van
not
Pelt?
hesitate to bring them in.
Van Pelt
Yeah,
was in
EVP.
Green Bay. He would be a perfect guy, maybe.
The Steelers are all the way back. More Yinzer explosion than they've ever had in the locker room, and now Mike McCarthy's doing his thing.
Why not? You got it. I mean, they're littered throughout the league, and they're the best coaches on every staff. So no, why not bring them back?
That's right. Not a bad idea. Chase 7, boys, for the fam, for the home.
Pittsburgh dad, D-line coach.
I think he can get after. He's good with a whistle, I've heard.
Yep.
I've heard Pittsburgh dad can really do the whistle.
Don't you guys have a friend from back home, Bill Bones or something, who's good at
secondary coach?
Yeah.
He's secondary. He got good back pedal.
No, actually, I think Aaron Donald's going to be the D-line coach, and Revis is going to be the secondary coach. That's what I heard.
Wow, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, Jason Taylor's going to coach the D-line as well, the edge position.
AQ Shipley's coaching centers.
AQ?
He's
No
coaching
way.
centers.
Okay.
No, we don't want him. But
He's a run game coordinator?
The hell?
Jeez. All right, let's pivot away from the Pittsburgh Steelers having a bunch of hirings and potentially being all the way back to talk about somebody that's brand new to being the absolute GOAT. I got to meet her down in Atlanta whenever she was alongside Ben at an Atlanta Hawks game. She has, since that moment, just a few weeks ago, been named the captain of the U.S. women's national team that has 5 gold medals, 4 World Cups, and going forward will win absolutely everything for the next 100 years. The most dominant team on a global scale that we have. She is the leader of it. She's 23 years old. She's also the highest paid professional women's sports athlete of all time. Friend of the program, we hope going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, Trinity Rodman.
Yeah, Trinity!
How are you, Trinity?
Hey,
How's everything?
I'm great. Sorry about my lighting. I'm hotel living. I don't have as good of a backdrop as you guys.
Yeah, we're in a studio. It's kind of messed up that we kind of put you in this spot here. We appreciate you joining us from the hotel, though. We do appreciate that. Where are we at right now? I know you've had a couple U.S. women's national team games, obviously scoring in both of them. We got the sexy hey. Incredible stuff out of you, especially as you're named captain for your first game. You score a goal and then you back it back up. Are you guys in the middle of a run right now? What is the U.S. women's team doing, and what hotel kind of run are you with right now?
We've been in LA. We went to Santa Barbara for that game that you're seeing right now. But I had to drive back to LA for some media stuff, including this. But yeah, next week I go back with my NWSL team and we do preseason in Florida.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You get 3 years, $2 million per. Okay, all of our professional contracts are exposed to the public. Whenever your contract is exposed to the public and told, I think it is incredibly inspiring for the next generation of everybody. How do you feel being named a person that is going to be dependent upon for the next generation of women's sports, but also the future of the NWSL as a whole, Trinity? That's a huge honor, and it's a very good thing to be bestowed upon you.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Obviously the pay is a plus, but it's been so fun just like developing and becoming the player that I am and really showing like my personality, my goofiness, my celebrations, all the fun stuff. But yeah, I think this is another stepping stone for women's sports and women's soccer, and I hope that it continues to go on the incline and we get more and more fans, more and more attention, and just get better and better so people actually want to watch us, you know?
Gotham won last year. Okay, from our research, Gotham won last year. That's not going to happen again. Who are we? Is your team? Okay, I'm going to pick your team as my team. Okay, your team is my team. I like.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to at this point.
Okay, I'm picking your team. We're Washington. Do we have chance? Do we have anything? How do I get it? And how are we? Are we going to win this whole damn thing this year? Are we a good team? We're a great team?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna back my team. We're pretty good. We made it to the past 2 years and lost the past 2 years. So I'm thinking third time's a charm.
Oh, yeah, we got like a little chip on our shoulder underdog story too after not winning the finals.
Yeah, pretty much.
Washington Spirit, here we come. Okay, and I like that they say, hey, you're the future of the entire league. We want you to do it here. I'm a Washington Spirit fan. Gotham's very good. This league's been around 11 years, I think.
Yeah, 2015 maybe, 2016.
We know Patrick Mahomes and the Mahomes families with the Kansas City Combat. It feels like the NWSL is growing leaps and bounds right now, for real. When's season start, and when is like playoffs and everything going to get really going?
Season starts in March, and our first game is at home, so that's exciting. And I mean, you should be an owner of Washington Spirit. Join the league. Join it.
Okay, sounds good. Trinity, are you able to negotiate those things? You probably are, I assume. It sounds.
Here, I'll talk to my people.
Yeah, please do. I think your people are pretty important in this entire thing. I got a daughter who's 2 years, 7 months. She's got a sick left foot. Hey, every time you're cutting back and putting that in, It's like I'm showing her, and then I go to AI, I put her face on your face so she thinks she did it.
Seeing it, it's happening.
Yeah, it's Queen's Gambit. So what you're doing, I'm very grateful for Mackenzie, but also girls everywhere as they continue sport. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, I guess did you know, I guess, the magnitude and how much attention it would draw when you signed this awesome contract and you get all this money? Like, did you have any idea the impact? And I would imagine there's people reaching out to you that you may not have talked to, or like friends all over the place. But where do you think women's soccer is going as well? This is just one small step, I think, for everybody. This is good for every player, young and old.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously knew it was going to be a pretty big announcement just because it's obviously never been done before. And there's been just so much talk around pay and increasing that and keeping the best players in the NWSL. But yeah, I think it's really good for the league, especially because our best players have been leaving to go overseas to get paid more. But I think if we can keep just raising the ceiling on what the NWSL can be, it's going to be even more, and the skill is going to be more, and then it's going to get better and better and harder for these players to leave and ultimately get more players to come over here from overseas, which I think is great. But yeah, the phone's been pretty busy. People I haven't talked to in a while, and that's just natural. I think you start succeeding and everybody's in your phone. So you just gotta stay in your bubble and in your circle, and that's kind of what I've been doing.
Well, thanks for letting us in, because we certainly came calling immediately after. So that's yeah. You were talking.
I'm like, not to call anybody out.
No, yeah, we're certainly a part of it, but we are thankful that you're allowing us to kind of spotlight it, because we have a professional women's volleyball team here in Indianapolis and Fishers area. They fill up their arena. It feels like women's sports really having an active movement right now, at least in the United States of America. And signing that contract is such like a good staple of like, yeah, this shit's going. And you, once again, the honor of it happening for you feels like you're the perfect person for it. And Washington and the NWSL aren't the only people saying that. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Trinity, with the national team, both men's and women's, it's just such a massive honor to be the captain. That becomes kind of the face of those teams, especially with the Olympics and the World Cup. What was it like putting on the captain's armband? Can you kind of feel the moment and how important it is, especially with the captains before you as well?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think even now, this is going to be my 6th year in the league, which is crazy because I'm still only 23. So it's like a weird thing of like, I'm kind of a veteran in a sense, but at the same time, I'm still so young, and I'm like trying to like follow the footsteps of these past like captains and current captains, because Lindsay Heaps is going to come right back and take the armband back from me. But it was an honor for sure. Obviously growing up and looking up to the national team, and then being in the national team, then being one of the faces of the national team is always an honor. But then having that armband, you have a lot of responsibilities. There was a couple team talks. I was like, oh, I got another speech. I got to grab this banner. I got to do this. It was like a lot of pressure, but I think I did a good enough job. And then scoring and doing that with the armband was pretty cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. Sexy Dexy with the captain's armband in U.S. women's national team play is obviously fantastic. Yeah. Are you going to continue with this? Is this going to be your thing? Or will you change as you go forward, or is that all TBD?
In terms of celebrations?
Yeah, Sexy Dexy going to be celebration for how long?
No. It's already trademarked. That's somebody else's. I'll keep changing my celebration.
Okay, sick. Can we? So that what I just heard is we can pitch.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Is that what we can pitch celebration ideas?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send them over. Now is not the time. We will have a full brainstorm. I will get at an altitude that is proper. I will imagine as if we score a goal in the moment and what we think would be cool, and we'll send them your way. Okay, we will send them your way, just because it's so good for everybody. It's good for sport. What you are doing is seen by the masses, and you certainly are. You're electrifying, Trinity. And on that note, we need more of that to happen. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, we do. Trinity, we've got, I think, 6 or 7 daughters in this office, so I need to know the path. Are we doing club? High school? Are we playing multiple sports? How did we get to where we are today?
Yeah, and also day to day, what are we doing? Yeah. She's 2 years, 7 months, my daughter.
Started young, toe touches, what are we?
Yeah, we tapping a ball.
Yeah. I mean, Pat, I think your daughter should be on the field at least 3 hours a day starting now. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. My route to where I'm at now is abnormal, I feel like I played youth soccer growing up, all the way up until high school, and then I was kind of in school, homeschooled, had national teams. So I think just like club soccer up until maybe college, but also college has changed a lot. So I am the worst person to ask. I had a really good path, really easy path for the most
No,
part.
it's not easy. Hey, it was really easy because you worked your ass off, Trinity. Let's like make sure everybody understands that. You know, like, yeah, you worked your ass off for the path to be easy. Yeah, because whenever people came to watch you, they saw what you did, and they're like, well, that seems like we need to go ahead and help there. 17, you got drafted. How old were you when you got drafted?
18.
Is that normal? That seems abnormal. That's abnormal.
No, it's pretty abnormal, or was at the time. Now we got a lot of youngins in the league and starting their journey, so it's becoming more normal, and I think it's great because you're starting the development super early with the professional players. But yeah, I was a little baby for sure. Still am, but
yeah. But growing up in a professional league is crazy. You know, having to manage all of that. You obviously don't live a normal life, but you worked your ass off. Never forget it. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Trinity, I read that you initially committed to UCLA, but then decided on Washington State instead, but then actually never played in college because of COVID. I'm just curious because at this point with like NIL and everything, they're kind of just letting like 28-year-old dudes, 35-year-old dudes go back and play. Seeing what you've already accomplished in your career, have you considered maybe like, you know what, maybe I will just go back to UCLA.
West Virginia. Go back to West Virginia, win a natty.
Iowa is also very good in the Big Ten, but have you considered maybe doing that? Like, hey, I'll go back to school, maybe take like 3 credit hours and I'll win like 3 national championships.
What's that? Why are you saying no?
Just to add that to the resume.
No. School is not my thing. It was a great little couple months I was at Washington State. My brother was there. And yeah, the school, like I couldn't fathom doing work and like, no, absolutely not.
That's awesome.
I'm cool where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm a professional athlete. All right. So what are we learning? Are we learning? If what we're learning is going to pay me $2 million a year for 3 years, cool. I'm certainly here to listen. But from my understanding of what soccer is about to be for me, do you have when you were doing this? Do you have a hand tat? Do we have a hand tat right there?
Yeah, a little something.
Okay, so do the women, because the dude soccer players all get the sleeves, right? Don't they? They all do the sleeves. Women's soccer similar or no?
I think we have a mix. I think more no tatted than tatted, but I think it's becoming more and more as we go. But yeah, I started with my hands. I don't really have any other tattoos, which is also abnormal, but we'll see if we add to that.
You're a professional athlete, Trinity. You can do whatever the fuck you want. you get a face tattoo.
You get a pass. If you're a pro athlete, you can do whatever you want.
If you're good. If you're good. If you're ass, you can't do shit. Yeah, but if you're good.
Exactly. You gotta back it up.
Yeah, exactly. If you're good, you gotta do whatever. Okay, the NWSL, you talk about our good players going overseas. Do we have a lot of American players in the NWSL? Is it majority American players?
Ooh. Yeah, majority American players, but the internationals, the numbers are going up for sure. You're having a lot of players come over here as the years go on, and it's great for the league. They're amazing players, and they're adding so much.
Do they? Do you guys do like a USA versus the world as the All-Star game for the NWSL?
Not yet.
All right, so this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna get me with your people at the Washington Spirit. I would like to get involved here. I think this is if we're paying $6 million over 3 years for one player, there's going to be more on the way. I'm so incredibly pumped to watch you continue to ascend. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep killing it, Trinity.
Thank you for having me.
What happened with Ben? Well, we lost. What happened? I saw he was winning, and then I saw we lost. We played a really good guy, I heard.
Yeah, I love how it's always a we. Yeah, we did. Yeah, Sinner's pretty good. So I think at some point Ben will get him, but he's getting better and better, and I'm proud of him for sure.
How is it for you two? Obviously in the very public eye, but you came together in the public eye, and getting to meet you, it was cool to see how smitten you two were. It was like really cute to see little, the young love between you two. How has that been? Obviously being a topic of conversation amongst people on the internet and tabloids and such.
I mean, it's amazing. Like you said, we're just like little kids in love is what it feels like. But it's been amazing. Like being able to support each other in different sports is cool. He's learning a lot about soccer. I'm learning a lot about tennis. And then on top of that, like just doing fun things together. With that, I mean, obviously you get a lot being pro athletes. You get a lot of opportunities together. So just taking advantage of those, but also like when we're off, we're isolated and we're taking advantage of that too.
So you thought I would lose, I think, 11-zip in ping pong to Ben. I think or maybe he said that. And then you said, you're getting good at tennis too, right? Aren't you? I think you're getting good at tennis as well.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty decent, yeah.
Would I be able to beat either of you in any paddle game, you think?
I feel like you would definitely beat me in ping pong.
Oh, but anything that involves athletics, yeah. I think you're talking about
Yeah, like something that's like maybe a 1 or 2 step thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future of sport as a whole. An absolute beast. We appreciate the hell out of you for joining us. Congrats on everything and keep going.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trinity Rodman. She's pretty awesome. She is. Her and Ben were like a really cool thing, like watching them together, because they are just trying to act like a cut, like, you know. But obviously, Ben, very tall.
Very tall.
Trinity, as soon as you see her, it's like, oh, that's Trinity Rodman. And even if you don't know who Trinity Rodman is, you're like, that is somebody right there for sure. So they're just trying to act normal. AJ freezes up on TV. You get a little nervous talking to Trinity Rodman. I see your screen freezing up over there, AJ. You get a little choked up about it all? Too much?
A little bit, yeah. I guess I was, yeah. I didn't even know.
Hey, what if she feels like she has it.
She's only 23. She's been a professional for, 6 years already? Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what her path might be.
As you were talking about school, she was literally like, no. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's a little different now than maybe whenever it was 6 years ago.
Yeah, you don't have to do school when you go back.
Isn't that crazy? Didn't Carson say that? Carson Beck came out and was like, I haven't had class
graduated
in 6
2
months.
years ago.
Yeah, 2 years. How does that work? I don't know.
It shouldn't.
I don't know how that works. You just take a couple classes, I guess, towards a graduate degree?
Year round. You're just doing, like, during the summer, you can probably load up your entire...
He's definitely not loading up in summer.
No.
I'm thinking once you graduate, there's like you only have to take some sort of class.
You might not even have to do that. And it's all online, too. I think the majority of your stuff, you can take online as well.
The summer classes are the worst. Because the summer workouts
every year.
Yeah.
That was like 25 years ago. Like, I'm sure they're much easier now.
Oh, you're saying they're
pass,
not
fail.
Real.
No.
Yeah. Because I do wonder if he even has to sign up for it.
Carson Beck, I think he just had eligibility remaining. So, I think that is an option. Like, he could have went and got, like, a master's degree, but I think it's like, hey, you still have 2 years. Like, you graduated. That's cool. You're a football player.
I had a friend who got a gray shirt, which means he didn't start until after the first semester. Then he got a blue shirt, which I believe was a medical thing because he got hurt. Then he got a red shirt, and then he played out the rest of the thing. I was signing my contract, my second contract in the NFL.
Yeah.
After he was playing his senior year of football. It was after I got franchise tagged, and I was signing my second year, and we started technically same signing class. It was wild. So that was happening back then. Now it's just happening seemingly all the time.
So Iowa played USC in basketball last night, and one of the players who starts for USC, his name's like Baker Mazzara is his last name. I believe he's 26 years old. They said he is older than 50.4% of the players in the NBA, and he's been at USC just for forever.
I mean, Miami's got a 26-year-old coming back to play linebacker.
Mo Torre. Great player. Great player.
I don't want to say we're kind of been on this since the beginning, but the Australian punters kind of opened this up. The Australian punters kind of opened up this entire pipeline of we never went to school. And so what are you going to do about it? Because kind of ipso facto, if I never started university or second education or whatever the hell it is, the clock never started for me to maybe lose my eligibility. So since I didn't go to college and I had an entire professional Aussie Rules football career, I think I can come over there now and be freshman.
Damn.
And then somebody looked into it and they're like, yup, we got 27-year-old freshmen, Aussie freshman, Aussie. Who retired? That guy retired? How old is he? He's got a full family? Is he ever going to get in trouble? Will he show up at class? Yep. Okay. How far can he kick it? 42 yards every time.
Done.
Boom. Give us that guy. And it started becoming like a thing. It's like 27-year-old, 28-year-old, 25-year-old, even like 23-year-old freshman. That's quite an advantage over a 17-year-old who's trying to get the scholarship. And now it's kind of filtering into all sports because of how everything's kind of wide open. Gonna have to get a wrangle on that entire thing because like 17-year-old, and once again, Aussie folks, all have been nice to me. I respect the American dream opportunity that has come. It's not their fault that was a thing, but that was certainly like the first real batch of that happening. Also, guys who got drafted in baseball.
Yeah. Joe Klatt. Yeah, they come in at 26 years old as a freshman because they played
Chris
5-6
Winkie,
years.
yeah, Brandon Whedon.
Drew Henson, if you remember that.
Henson, yeah.
J.R. Haas did it.
Yes, J.R. Haas.
For West Virginia, but he obviously didn't go on to have the success as a football quarterback as everybody else. But he came back, I think, because he had some sort of injury, and he came back, played football at WVU because in high school he was the greatest quarterback in the history of West Virginia high school football. I think he had like 10 touchdowns in the state finals or something like that, like something ridiculous. And then he would go down to Florida in the spring and do baseball. And then the Pirates drafted him, I think, first round. So he did the whole baseball thing, made it. Then he had an injury. Then he was like, I'll go back to West Virginia, maybe try football at this thing. Rehabbed his shoulder with us, did the whole thing, was a great leader of us. But yeah, he was like 26 years old, driving in the Escalade. I think he drove me to class one time.
Yeah, Chris Winkie, I think, when he got drafted by the Panthers after he won the Heisman, he got drafted when he was 29.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a starting quarterback at Florida State, and he was 29 years old.
So this has happened for a long time in different ways, but now it feels like it's being like it's a strategy as opposed to just like happening. And now it's like a strategy. Like, well, what do we even need to talk to high school kids? We can get G League bus. They're going to be better than Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and just do that. Got to put some. Hey, need some guardrails here, H.
I thought after the whole COVID, we got out of the COVID thing. Now it's going to come back somewhat to normal.
No,
they claim.
I doubt it.
Yeah, because
I guess you just have to have a reason to get an extra year. You got to petition, and then they got to approve it and all that.
What's going on with Winnidad? Have we heard anything about Winnidad?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What about Diego? Are they going to let him play another year?
I don't think so.
He's climbing up draft boards as we speak.
He is actually reports out of the senior boards that he's actually performing very well down there.
Balling?
Yeah.
I like that. He's a competitor.
That's not shocking, though.
I think he would ball out down there. His size is obviously going to be talked about going forward.
Yeah.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who knows quarterback play in the NFL very well. Also in college. This guy's former national champion. This guy's been the offense coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. This guy always has a fresh fade. Every single time I've ever seen him throughout all these years of ball. Incredible fade. Anytime you see a White with an incredible fade, as a White who fades his own hair, that is something that you have to admire, especially being on top of it seemingly all the time. The new head coach of the Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Joe Brady.
Yeah, Coach!
Good fade. Really good. Yeah, that should happen this morning, it looks like. We got that thing tightened up.
Not quite, but close, man, close. I'm losing it up top, but as long as we got the fade on the side, we're good to go.
Yeah, but you got head coach money right now, so you can get that figured out. You can get that figured out right now.
I might look a little different in a couple years.
Hey, Wayne Rooney did it. He seemingly had a similar look here, so you could maybe see him for precedence there. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations, head coach in the NFL. Now, whenever they move on from McDermott, the decision is made. There's a press conference. There's a lot of confusion. What are they going to do? Sean McDermott would be hired literally anywhere if he was to be released. And then he's saying he's sitting out a year. You're in the building. You get hired as the head coach. What was the conversation like to get the job? And now that you have it, what do you think some of the advantages are of you being able to stay there and potentially keep the culture and the core the same?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, did I expect it to happen with Coach McDermott? No, but once the opportunity, once it happened, and this was an opportunity that came along, like this is exactly where I wanted to be, and obviously, got afforded the opportunity. And look, like you said, they went straight from a press conference to my interview, and I didn't know what the hell to expect. I'm going to be honest with you. It was one of those opportunities. It's like, hey, are they just going to sit there and be like, hey, we checked the box. This guy's the in-house man, and let's keep it moving. And look, I walked into that, and I came away so damn impressed by the ownership group, Brandon Bean, as you guys know Bean, and Josh sitting in there. And like, I'm with these guys on a day-to-day basis, but they treat it as if I was the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, right? And man, I appreciated that so much. And I mean, it was intense. But look, I was sweating it out for a week, but there's nowhere else. I didn't want to just be a head coach. I wanted to be the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, man. And man, I'm loving life right now.
I love to hear that. Congratulations. A lot of expectation, obviously, because the man that you talked about that was sitting in there in the room, Josh Allen, and how great he is. You've obviously seen it. You've witnessed it. What are the questions in there? Are they talking about, okay, you have an MVP quarterback. We have the best runner in the backfield in James Cook. Our offensive line was voted the number one offensive line in football by A.Q. Shipley in the trenches. What is the conversation? What is the interview like? And what did they not know about you maybe that they learned in that interview process that make you think that you could be the head guy?
Well, I think, look, the biggest thing is there's a complete difference of just calling plays and then running an organization and understanding how to lead a group of men. I'm not the offensive coordinator anymore, and making sure that I understand how to communicate with the defensive guys and have a vision for what I want that to look like with our special teams and what it's going to look like standing in front of a room. And look, they put me through the ringer, and look, we got to grow our offense. So it's not one of those things where it's just like, hey, offense check, let's keep it moving. And just making sure that they allowed me the opportunity to kind of talk about my vision, and everything that we do. And look, Josh didn't toss me any alley oops. I hit him after. I was like, you couldn't give me a little. I've been with you. You could have hit me a little something. And nah, he approached it the right way, and I have so much respect for how he handled it. And obviously, I removed myself from the situation with him, but. And he's not the first quarterback that sat in one of these meetings that I've been in, but I know he takes a little heat from it. But man, he was outstanding. And look, I get to call plays with Josh, and there's no one I love more.
You said you're not the offense coordinator for the Bills anymore. You're still going to call plays though as the head coach, right? You're just adding another title. Yeah, okay, that's obvious. I hate
our defensive guys need to know that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an offensive head coach. I'm a head coach, and like I just told the guys out there, like I can't wait for the first practice to go out there and Josh to throw a fucking pick, and I get to celebrate with the defense. Like, I can't wait to be able to talk shit to our fucking offensive tackle when we get beat 10 minutes to do it. Can't wait. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, of course, because it's on you, kind of, but...
I know, you know what I mean? So, but, like, I need them to know that I'm in it with them now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like, hey, I'm going out to practice and I'm just yelling at the defense. It's like, no, let's go. And I want them to feel that. And so I hope that that's a mentality and a mindset that our guys have is they can't view me in the same way. And so it's not, hey, business as usual, hey, Sean McDermott out, Joe Brady in, and we're just keeping it moving. Like, there's got to be a different mentality in the way that we go about it, and I'm excited for it.
Go ahead, AJ.
I assume right now you're working on trying to build your staff. I don't know if that's something. I assume over your years in the league and in college, you build relationships. You want to plan for that in the future when you do become a head coach. Now that you are a head coach, what's that process been like so far, and how important is it for you to get the right people in place?
That's everything to me. Like, my whole life, you're kind of sitting there preparing and trying to take notes, working for Sean Payton, going through these things like, hey, if you ever get in this opportunity, man, like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? And so, but now that it's sitting there, it's like, all right, what's exactly going to look like? And I'm not interested in hiring friends. I only get one opportunity to be a head coach, and it's important that I understand that. I say it all the time. We're going to be quick putting the staff together, but we're not going to be in a hurry, right? John Wood, it is important that I get the right people, the personalities. If I get a lot of Joe Brady's, I'm going to fail, right? I need different mindsets, different backgrounds, personalities, different type of teaching, and putting that all together. But I also want guys that are comfortable being I am who I am, man. I fucking curse. Right, I slur words. I can't put it all together. I got the worst grammar, but I'm comfortable being me, and I want guys to be them, man. And I kind of roll with it, man. And I think our guys play to their personality, and that's what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, I mumble every once in a while. You get the fucking point. All right? You understand what I'm saying? You hear what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. And then once I get the caffeine in me and I'm talking before a game and I'm rolling, like, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but it's... They know, the guys know that I love them, and I'm going to fucking do whatever I got to do for them.
Okay, so let's talk about the expectations. Obviously, you have high expectations already on yourself, but McDermott gets let go after what some places would say a successful season. Obviously, not making it to the Super Bowl is the conversation about, can we get there? How do you kind of manage the expectations being absurd for a first-time NFL head coach, but also understanding that that's a reality of the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted the job because of that. I'm not going to shy away from expectations. There's no one from me. Like, I'm still a GA with a mindset. Like, I showed up to work with the same mindset. Nothing's changing from that. So if I'm focusing on expectations from other people, there's a standard by how we do things here, and it's my mindset to be able to change that mentality and making sure that we can do whatever that is to be able to get to where we haven't gotten. And but I'm not shying away from it. Like, I'm embracing it, and I want our guys to know that. But, I don't believe anybody rises to low expectations. Like, who the hell wants to be somewhere where you're sitting there going into it and not having, a mindset and feeling like we got a chance? Like, we got 17. And when we show up every single day, they got to know that they got to fucking play us and not the other way around.
I don't think you mumble, by the way. I just think you speak very fast. If you listen,
I'm excited right now. I'll slow down for you, bro.
No, don't. I'll listen a little faster. 50 Cent said that. If you can't understand what I'm saying, just listen a little fast. Like, that is, whenever you're chatting, because you didn't flub right there. Your WPMs were very high and you didn't flub. I was actually listening for a flub because I can potentially be a fast speaker every once in a while as well. So whenever I heard you get going, I'm like, wait a second, is Joe Brady's brain about to go really pop off in this thing? And it was. You're like Busta Rhymes in there, Twista. You didn't miss a single beat, brother. I respect it. And then you got you're crushing it right now, Joe. You're crushing it right now.
I know it's going up too much, man. Like, I need a trip to Turkey.
Headband. You need to start wearing the double headband like LeBron.
That is true. That is true. That can change the game like that on the sideline too.
Something to think about. You're because Belichick has the cutoffs, obviously. Some people have the visor. Some people are cool. You having a big headband, just a massive headband.
Jim McMahon back. We're rolling.
Yes. I think that is not a bad. Something to think about. Listen, we're just ideas here. We're just creative. It's first couple days. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Joe, obviously you see the helmet. I'm a Patriots fan, so I'm not going to wish you good luck per se, but it is very nice, to see you as a head coach, especially from your journey at LSU that we all followed. But have you thought about the fact that you were going to be the first head coach in Buffalo Bills history to coach in the brand new stadium? Have you kind of grasped that and kind of wrapped your mind around that? And also, can you give us an update as far as how big the Buffaloes are outside of the stadium, if that is something that you know?
Need to be big.
Yeah, well, you guys are going to have to come here to check that out and find out for yourselves.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We got it. It's time to make a trip to Buffalo.
Deal.
You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what it's got to look like. But it's. First, I struggle talking to you wearing what you're wearing, but
okay.
It's almost like I wanted to just skip your question.
You can.
He's living the high life right now.
I know.
Yeah, I could ask you about the Super Bowl, but Patriots are there. Sorry.
But throughout the LSU.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, there he is.
Josh, what up, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good. We saw you crutch your ass into his press conference. Everybody's like, you know what? Josh loves Joe. He crutched his ass in there. That's an accurate assessment, I believe.
He's not even hurt. That's the crazy thing.
All for show. I honestly could play on Sunday if we needed me to. I would.
I know you would. Yes, that's that's why you're Josh Allen, brother, and that's why everybody wanted that gig. Hey, he talked about you being in the interview room, and he said you got a lot of shit, and he talked about how other rooms or buildings that he's gone to, the quarterback's been in there as well. He said you kind of separated church and state there whenever you're doing the interview process. How much did you enjoy that, and how pumped are you for Joe to get the gig up there?
Very, very excited for Joe. Obviously, we talked about it. I didn't do anything for him. He did it himself, but I got to be in there, and it was a unique perspective to kind of, like you said, separate church and state. Asked him some hard-hitting questions, but we got to ask him one question now. What watch is he going to get? I got him on the watches. I'm just kind of into the watch game. And he said when he gets a head coaching job, whether it was here or somewhere else, that he was going to get himself a watch. So now we got to find him a watch.
Joe, that's awesome that Josh is buying you and all the new coaches watches. That's so cool. Thank you, Josh. Wow. You're a hero, Josh. Rolling presidential, is that what you're looking for too, Joe? Maybe the Dahn?
That's the exact one I want.
I think we could find one like in New York on one of the streets.
Good place to get them.
Yep.
That's a good place to get them.
It's not a bad idea. People never know too. He's a head coach.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's a head coach. Josh, obviously you got rehab for how long? Is that already projected out? Is that just what your offseason is now? You're going to be good for everything coming forward in the spring and everything?
We'll be gravy.
You're the man, Josh. Thank you for popping in.
Hey, guys. Appreciate it.
You too. Cheers, dude. Hell yeah, Josh.
Legend.
Absolute legend. Okay, last couple questions, if that's okay, Joe.
Yep. Sorry, let me get you right. When you get Josh Allen, you got to get him in the camera.
Yeah, I see you get it.
Yeah. Usually Josh Allen comes in and I just get out of the way. But, here we go.
Hey, you get it. That might be why
this is a first. This is a first.
That might be why you got the gig right there, actually. Okay, so let's say you're doing an interview with that dipshit McAfee. Okay, Josh Allen comes in. What are you doing with the camera? Let me move that thing. Let me go ahead and move that thing.
Yeah,
go ahead.
He's sitting on crutches, and I'm sitting down, and I didn't even let him sit.
Is there a riff in Buffalo? Yeah, go ahead, Dahn.
Yeah, Coach. During the press conference, there was a lot of talk about Bills draft picks and disagreements maybe between coaches in the front office. Have you talked to Bean yet about what your role is going to be in the draft process, or was that part of the interviews at all?
Yeah, look, Brandon Bean and I are in this together. Like this isn't Joe Brady. This isn't Brandon Bean. Like we're like this. And what I love, I've had an opportunity to work for him. A lot of times you get a new job and it's like, hey, everyone, we're acting like we're best friends. We've never worked together. Like I've been in it with Brandon Bean and understand how he thinks and understand that we can have the tough conversations and like the alignment that we have, like we can disagree and I'm good with that. And so, but once we leave and
just not disagree too much.
Yeah. I mean, the people are showing up everywhere.
You guys are dressed up.
Look at you guys running for president up there.
Matching suits.
Twins.
Yeah, you guys look good. That's smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
All right, suit. See you, suit. See you, brother. See you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I man, the suits. I'm not a suit guy, but yeah, no. Like
Open
at the
door
end of the
policy.
day, like I'm going to be involved in the draft divisions, and he wants that collaboration, and that's who he is. And like, we're in this together. And look, like I said, we're not going to agree on everything, but when we can agree to disagree, when we're in that room, when we open that door, it's an organizational decision, and we're freaking rolling.
Congratulations on finding somebody you're on the same page with. Obviously, having to coexist for the last few years and understanding how each other operates a big deal. There's like people who, get married and never lived together beforehand, And then it's like, man, toothpaste potential thing. Like there's like so many little things that you have no idea what could be. You being in the building with Bean while operating there feels like it's a good play. And then your McDermott connection. Is William and Mary just like, what is this place? Is this where all of it? What is it? Honestly.
Yeah, well, look, the McDermott actually played. Tomlin actually played. Like I had more. I should have just been for the brand. Like I was special teams, just going down, running down on punting. I had 3 career catches, so I was pretty good. I sucked at football. Like they call a spade. Like I had 3 career. I had more tackles than I had catches. So like, it is but they don't. If I changed my number, I could have told people I was a DB, and it might have put my credit up a little bit. So, but no, it's William and Mary, man. We're small, but we're proud, and once we realize we can't playing football, we just appreciate our parents for paying a lot of money for education, and we get into coaching
and then become head coaches. And I think if they go the same way the last 2 have gone, you're going to be in a good spot. Your name has been hot for a long time. We've known you and heard of your name potentially being in this particular role for a while. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Coach, although you may have sucked at football in your words, post LSU, when you guys win the national championship, like you were kind of anointed. It's like, hey, be on the lookout. This guy is going to be a head coach. And through the last several cycles, you have always been one of those guys. And I'm happy that you didn't just go ahead and like take the Browns job or like take one of these jobs where, you're probably going to be looking for something else in a few years. But do you feel like now you are way more prepared than you were maybe when you were the OC in Carolina or coming out of LSU? Like, why do you feel like now is the right time? And how much do you feel like you've learned in these last several years of calling plays and being the OC?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's real. Like, they always say, hey, when you're putting together a staff, like I try to pride myself on being proactive in my own development. And just because, we've all been through coaches that like you got 2 guys that one's been coaching 20 years, both of them have been coaching for 20 years. But one has been doing the exact same thing for the last 10, and the other one for the last 10 is continuing to evolve and grow. And I try to pride myself on like trying to reinvent myself every year and the systems I'm around and knowing that football's changing and growing. And so, look, I'm as ready as I possibly can be to be a head coach right now, right? Like I've never been a head coach. The only way to get head coaching experience is to be a head coach. Like I'm gonna have to go through it, and I know there's so many elements that I don't know. But I wanted to be a head coach with the right people in the right spot, and I wanted to be right here, right now, and I'm so grateful to be able to be a part of the Buffalo Bills. But I'm a different person now than I was 5 years ago, and that's just because I've tried to make sure that I'm growing and learning. And look, I got an opportunity to be around Josh, and he kind of changed my mindset and view on how I coach and how I see the game, and it's been a huge. I'm here because of him.
Congratulations. We're pumped for you. And I also appreciate the fact that you're a Buffalonian already. Sal Capaccio is certainly going to think. You showed up with shorts. I like that. You run hot? I run hot as well. What's the temperature in that office? 64, 65?
We don't turn it on. We just let it roll. We like to let the outside kind of going in. But that's what I wear every single day. Like I get dressed in the dark. I wear a black shirt, shorts every single day. So it don't matter the temperature. If it's the summer or the winter, it is what it is. If it's cold out, I'm going to just hurry up and get my ass inside.
I like that. You, Steve Jobs, just kind of eliminating a decision from your day, except for whenever.
Yeah, I also have 2 kids and I got a 9-week-old, so I don't have a choice but to get dressed in the dark too. So it doesn't make a difference.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To you and the family, head coach, new baby. Life is good for Joe Brady. Just got to win the Super Bowl, Joe. No pressure. Good luck.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, man. Huge fan.
Let's make sure those Bisons are big.
Yeah.
Big. I'm telling you, when you guys come to check it out, man, you guys can judge for yourselves.
You got it. I can't wait to get up there. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady.
Hey, Joe!
That was an active convo.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe.
Awesome. He seemed great. He and Bean wearing matching uniforms as well. Perfect.
Yeah, hey, red tie, little thing, blue suit. Actually, Joe Brady, from what we just learned about him quickly there's a chance he doesn't have a suit. And they say, hey, your suit will be at your
Yeah, you're right.
You know, we'll have somebody come tie your tie for you too.
He's been yanking that thing all day.
all day. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills making that happen. The Baltimore Ravens making that happen with Jesse Minter. I'm happy that we're getting changed. Oh, yeah, and then Coach Mike McCarthy's on tomorrow.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Feels like it's been a little bit of a run here.
Yeah.
I think we're on a little bit of a run, AJ. Doesn't it feel? And then next week, whenever we're down or we're over at Radio Row, there's a hilarious group. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be joining us. I think Fred Warner's going to be joining us.
Oh, yeah.
I think Steve Irwin's boy is going to be joining us.
Excuse me.
Robert? Shut up.
Yep, I think there's,
Is he bringing animals?
I don't know, Age.
Are you going to be there?
He's bringing himself.
We don't know, Age. It's going to be a massive week over there. We can't wait to get started. We'll be off Monday, Tuesday. Back Wednesday for Radio Row over there in San Francisco. It's going to be outrageous. We are very, very pumped to get out there. A storyline that has certainly taken over all of it has been the Hall of Fame voting process. And Bill Belichick's still not in the Hall of Fame, AJ.
Still not, huh? I didn't know that. I thought maybe overnight they might change things.
It did. The Hall of Fame came out and they're like, yeah, we're looking into it. And we're certainly going to be taking away some people's votes if they don't follow the bylaws of who's supposed to get in, who's not supposed to get in. There was one of the voters, a man from Kansas City, wrote an entire thing on why he didn't vote for Bill Belichick to be in there. And he basically said he thought the other candidates, the senior candidates, because there's different categories. Players obviously go in, contributors, there's seniors. There's a whole different bunch of different categories. One doesn't pull from the other, but unless you're in the same category as each other. And he basically said, these three guys, this is our last shot. Okay, it's kind of our last shot. So I didn't vote for Bill just because of the system. You know, the way the system is, you fix the system. And then it's like, well, the system is for you to vote who you think is the best in there, not just like who you feel bad for that maybe isn't going to have it anymore. Well, the system maybe forced me to do it. It's like, okay, so there's one of the no's.
Yep.
Now we need 10 other no's. Is it going to be the same reason? And it does feel like potentially that people are like, enough people will vote for Bill. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't really love him, but somebody will put him in there. And it was just kind of so many people did the, I don't really love him because they're media, and he really hasn't done it. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. And turns out not enough people actually did it. So now they're being called frauds. You know, they're being that entire thing. Bill Polian would like everybody to know, I'm not. What are we doing here? No way. Initial reports, whenever it came out, was that Bill Polian actually campaigned against Bill Belichick in the room where it happened because of Spygate. Then a report came out and said, just talk to Bill. Bill voted for Bill Belichick to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Then Don Van Natta Jr. calls Bill Polian, night of the entire report. Don Van Natta Jr. of ESPN, who we asked to come on the show the other day, he respectfully declined. Okay, he broke the entire story of the leak. He then talks to Bill Polian that night. Polian might have been in bed. He's 83 years old. It was later in the evening. He said, I don't remember, 95% sure I voted for him to go in there. Okay, so then everybody's like, that sounds like bullshit. Bill Polian didn't vote for Bill Belichick, and he campaigned against him. So Bill Polian went on to his radio show, okay, on Sirius XM NFL radio, and he had a prepared statement. This is what he had to say.
All right, thank you. I wrote this out, so I'm reading from the statement. I voted for Coach Belichick in the Hall of Fame selection meeting. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has confirmed that fact through the auditors of the selection process. Again, I'll state that I never said that I believe that Coach Belichick should, quote, wait a year, close quote, for enshrinement. This has been confirmed by the Pro Football Hall of Fame, numerous selectors who were in the room, and my vote for Coach Belichick. As a Hall of Fame member and selector, I realize the import of what we do. I've always tried, as a selector, to make these difficult choices with the utmost of objectivity. Mm-hmm. I've said on Sirius XM Radio and numerous other media outlets that I believe Coach Belichick to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. My vote confirms that.
So let's stop slandering Bill Polian. Okay, Bill Polian became the face of, he's the reason why he didn't get in. And Bill Polian's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm sure Bill Polian has some ideas on why and who. And he is choosing not to, which is why he did the prepared statement. Because he would start probably his thoughts and then say, if you want to point fingers at anybody, it's the, and then I don't want to do it. Let me read from the statement right here. Let me read from the statement. So Bill would like to clear his name. Guy from Kansas City said I was one of them. And it feels like we are going to maybe snake him out, but everybody could be lying at any time because it's all confidential.
It's not public. Yeah, right. And Bill Polian said, I guess you can ask the other voters, hey, did you talk to them or I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They can lie right to your face because we're never going to see the results, right? Like the NFL or the Hall of Fame people, they're not going to put out everybody's voting. So, yeah, you can just lie.
You can even ask the auditors and super duper confidential stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Hall of Fame said I did it. People in there said I did it. It's like, well, did they actually? And then we'll ask them, and they'll say, we're not allowed to talk about that, actually. It's like,
And a discussion.
well, at least 11 of you, it feels like at least 11 of you had to have said no. It wasn't me. Maybe. It's like a reality game show.
Yeah. Legit.
It's like Mole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like Traitors.
Yes.
Wouldn't you respect it if someone comes out and says, no, I didn't vote for Bill because I think the whole Spygate thing was garbage?
So, Kansas City guy didn't say that.
I know. That's what I thought he might.
But I did see a lot of people coming out and saying other stories from, I think, who's the Patriots guy on that one podcast who said we had he basically, I forget the podcast, but he came out and like solidified like we had people's calls or something like that. He said we had it all. People were running with that. They're like, see, they cheated. And I'm like, well, did they cheat for 20-some years? And if they did, they got away with cheating like
But at
that?
least I would say, hey, I disagree with you. I think you're wrong, but thank you for at least giving me your honest opinion on it.
Yeah, but these people aren't gonna. Yeah, right. Every one of them will figure out a way to grandstand on something else they could grandstand. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My fellow voters that didn't vote for him, despicable. It's like push comes to shove, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
I wouldn't
why.
want to be a voter. Why would you want to be a voter?
Because you like the game.
For this reason.
This is why we're talking about loving sport, as opposed to thinking that you run sport, own sport, you are gatekeeper of sport, you are the reason for sport, you are bigger than sport. It's like love of sport, love of Hall is why people would want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it. But if I was tasked with it, I would understand its magnificent import.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Without a doubt.
That is important.
It's an import thing.
Yes, I absolutely would. Thank you, H. Thank you for that. And once again, Bill Polian is 83 years old.
That's probably the problem.
Jimmy Johnson's
It's a
82.
prepared statement. Yeah, we don't need a prepared statement.
Well, that's the thing. Like, should Bill Polian at 83, whenever he says, I'm 95% sure, should he be doing a vote actually?
No.
Who's doing it? Then it's a whole, well, who's the right answer? A.J. Hawk?
Nope.
He is a Hofnom.
Yeah.
Oh, he is officially a Hofnom.
Yeah.
But what does that mean now? Oh, some people are saying nothing. I hope not. The Hall of Fame matters. Damn it. That's how the show ended.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Just like driver's licenses.
Great lead in.
You should have to retest at a certain age for Hall of Fame vote or driving a car or many other things.
Yeah. What would the test be?
Probably.
For the Hall of Fame nominations.
Well, or the driver's test. You can go through
You got
both.
to do like
Hall of
Ninja
Fame.
Warrior.
Hall of Fame.
and
I
a
would
test.
start with like, hey, what's your name? What day of the week is it?
Okay, so that's
Okay.
like
Who
the
won the
SAT.
Super
How many
Bowl
fingers
last
am I-
year?
no,
Yeah.
How many
Who's the
fingers?
MVP?
Because it feels like that could probably get rid of a couple right then and there.
Maybe do like a memory match puzzle so you can remember who you voted for.
Concussion test.
Yeah, give them the concussion test. You're
Yes.
right.
Baseline. Got it.
You got to give them a baseline when they get the job, and then you got to retest
talking.
every year to make sure you're okay.
Personality test as well, just so we know they're not holding any grudges potentially. Is that how do you get
Lie
that?
detector. I'd say lie detector test.
Yeah, but then some of these will come in there with the
Yeah.
tack on the toe.
Yeah, penny underneath the tongue.
And do the whole thing.
Done that.
Concussion, no baseline either. They just take the concussion test, and then you have the baseline itself
Yeah.
is someone who is too old, and then that is
Bingo.
their baseline.
So we're just testing against
It's just
old.
it's just one test against old. Yeah.
And we're not saying it's just the olds. We think there's a lot of youngs that don't know ball either. So
Yeah.
kind of a part of the whole thing. It's just, I don't know. We'll find out in 10 years.
Just
I
weird.
took a lot of heat for saying what I said, but I think it's becoming more and more evident every single time. You're allowed to love ball. You're allowed to love the Hall of Fame. You're allowed to think like the Pro Football Hall of Fame is awesome. You're allowed to think like these are good things. You don't have to think like, I am the Hall of Fame. Some people have got these God complexes, it feels like, that have been covering sports for a while.
I mean, the Hall of Famers should be the ones voting. And I know maybe those guys don't want to do it because it's kind of like, hey, that's not my place to say it. But like
The Hall of Famers who know ball, though, because there's some Hall of Famers
Right.
that are probably just fishing for all the fall.
Exactly. And you could do the same like cutoff, where it's whatever. But like those guys, like how many people came out and said like this is a travesty that Bill's not in? Like they take it very seriously. Obviously for them it is still it's the crowning achievement in a career that you gave your life for. Like they should be the ones who kind of have a say to who joins them.
Jimmy Johnson says he's not going.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm done with it.
Yeah, charter a jet.
Had one, fucking cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. I mean, I guess you have to be very diligent on your scheduling whenever you're a coach. So him scheduling that plane already for Hall of Fame weekend, incredible rates.
Genius.
I bet he got incredible rates. I'm going to lock in the gas prices now for that flight. That's a long way where he's at.
Yeah.
That's way down there.
Yeah.
South Florida is so far down there. You forget how long Florida is as you're flying. It's like, holy shit, oh yeah, I'm going to the Caribbean. I forgot about that. I'm going now. And Jimmy's like, yeah, I'm fucking living in it.
Yeah. Loving it.
That is what I'm doing out here. I lock myself in one of my little island rooms, 4 TVs. Don't come in here. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to come back. He had his So is he a free agent right now, TV free agent?
I don't think so. I mean,
think he retired.
technically, yes, but I think he is officially fucking. You know what? I'll pop on, do one of these from time to time. Other than that, don't fucking contact me. Don't call me. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want for the rest of my life.
I want to let him know, and I think we all agree with this, and I hope he was told this by people around him. That was an incredible performance yesterday.
Yeah. Job well done.
Live on air
Oh, yeah.
like that, 82.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm 38, and there's some days where it's like, can't piece together what I want to say, especially if there's a little emotion behind it, which he certainly had, and he just nailed it. That's why he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
That's why he's a GOAT.
That's
Speaking
Jimmy.
of GOAT conversation, let's go to basketball. LeBron was crying last night.
Yeah.
LeBron and the Lakers play against Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers get a huge win. Might be LeBron's last time playing in Cleveland as they ran a tribute video on the Jumbotron. It seemed like the moment caught up with LeBron. And maybe this is the last time he gets a chance to accept his flowers from the city in which he grew up near, in the city in which he literally saved and brought a championship to, and brought the entire state to celebrate in Cleveland. So I appreciated seeing this emotional moment for LeBron. The LeBron haters immediately go, this is all fake. This guy's acting right here. And I would like to say to those people, you have no idea what it would be like to watch a video from an organization telling you, thank you so much for saving our entire city. LeBron might have got choked up last night, and I think for good reason, understanding and looking back at it as his career kind of hits the sunset portion of this, that he done pretty good. There's a lot of heat on him on a lot of occasions, obviously a lot of spotlight. He's brought a lot upon himself, I think, with things that he's done and said and how things have gone, but he's certainly been one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time. And a nice human moment, kind of taking it in, saying, maybe I did do good around here, is a cool thing for me to see, AJ. I like this a lot out of LeBron. Didn't love that we were wearing 2 different color shoes. Feels like that's probably what the future is, I guess. But nonetheless, I appreciated what happened last night with LeBron in Cleveland.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I happened to turn this game on right as it was starting and get to watch all this. I know Cleveland ended up getting the victory. But yeah, like how could you not? How could you not get emotional if you're LeBron sitting there? They showed they had a little graphic of him as a high schooler, him young and all throughout his NBA career, different teams and everything. I watched LeBron play in high school. I went and watched him play at University of Dayton Arena, watched him almost rip the hoop out of the ground. Watching him dunk as a 17, 18-year-old kid was something special. The fact that he's still playing the NBA, that's absolutely wild. So yeah, he should soak it up. He should enjoy this time.
Some people say LeBron's not a human. Had a human moment last night, Foxy, and now everybody wants to attack him for it.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone has to do that. I mean, Cleveland, in my lifetime, and probably in all of your lifetimes, has never won a single thing in any sport except for when LeBron brought them that title. I'm sure he had so much emotions. I mean, his son is there in the building on the team and gets to watch that with him. It was a special moment. I'm happy for LeBron if this is his last season. He deserves all of this at every single arena he plays in this year, I think.
Not only Bronny there watching, his mom was there because he mentioned how my mom gets to see her son and her grandson play for the same team. There was Bronny chants towards the end of that game. We want Bronny. He goes in, goes unconscious, gets a steal and a dunk, step back 3. Bronny goes crazy. The place goes nuts. I bet you last night was a special night for the James family, even though they weren't able to get a win. And then afterwards, guy on the Cavs, I don't know his name. I'm sure I'm supposed to. I apologize.
Jalen Tyson.
There it is. Jalen Tyson says, this is Donovan Mitchell's city or whatever. It's like, well, if LeBron wants it to be his, though, that'll be like that. But I do respect Spida and everything he has done for Cleveland. So special night, long night, and the Cavs are all the way back. Cavs again, really good.
Not like last year. They're still in it. They're still one of the teams in the East you would assume is going to be there in the Final Four of the Eastern Conference, but they're not like last year. Last year they went on historic run.
Until who?
Inevitably until they played the Indiana Pacers, but they are not like they were last year.
Ooh, the Pacers. We're back next year.
What's going on this year?
Tyrese ain't playing.
Freaking Matthias Buzelis dropped 25 in their face last night.
That's
That's what's going
football.
on this year.
Yeah, but I saw Nemhard celebrating the other day. We got a big comeback.
Oh, yeah. And I believe Carlisle is closing in.
He got it already.
Okay, boom. There you go.
And
Congrats,
Tyrese just
coach.
posted an updated video. He looks really good right now.
Is he
working.
dunking or what's he doing?
It sure looks like he's dunking. He's shooting. He's the whole thing.
Traveling? No, he dribbles
well,
good.
Traveling with the team is what I was going to say. And then right when it came out of my mouth, I realized, no, he's not traveling because he doesn't do that.
Nah, he Euro stepping.
Some of them,
all over the place.
Yeah, it is weird. Tatum travels with the team. Like, it's interesting. I wonder if Tyrese is a couple weeks away from traveling with the team.
Okay, so Tatum now, there was reports that he was going to potentially make it back for the season. Now there's another report coming out that he's not going to.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I don't know if anybody's seen my X account in a while, so I'm going to say this. I believe he just gave an interview and said if and when I come back this season, maybe some people, there it is, Crispy Haynes might have taken that as, he's not coming back, even though he finishes it with final decision is yet to be determined. I could see him not coming back if they make the playoffs and then he's back for the playoffs. I'm not sure if that would account for him making it back for the season itself, but because of where the Celtics are, like the initial thought was, hey, if they're the 7 or 8 seed and then Tatum comes back and kind of pushes them into the playoffs without the play-in game, then maybe he's back. I know Tony Diggs agrees with Chris B. Haynes, but from the horse's mouth was if and when was his quote.
I mean, he said if, so.
Well, I think it's a lot of
So I don't think it's 100%.
Remember, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back if the Jets were in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Jets were never going to be in.
No.
Did you hear what happened with the Jets over there, allegedly?
What's the coaching situation?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, allegedly there was a potential hire and then a plane trip and then, hey, it ain't going to be like you think it's going to be. Well, I ain't doing that. All right, we'll get the hell out then. So Aaron Glenn, the way he operates is certainly in a fashion of which it is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a fashion.
He should enjoy this year.
Aaron Glenn?
Yeah, because he's going to get fucking fired after this year, so he should enjoy it.
So
Soak
what
it
happened
all
here?
in.
What happened here, Bruce? So Bruce is on, as people know, this particular program. Whenever you get a microphone or you get in the building, there are certain narratives that you're certainly trying to push. You know, there are certain narratives that you're trying to push. Bruce's big one is, the Giants haven't been great. We're about to be good, but we're nowhere near the ass level of the New York Jets. Let's make sure we remember that. So I do get a lot of reminders from Bruce about, hey, remember the Jets. Hey, the Jets just did this new thing that's terrible. Let's go ahead and remember that. This one with Wink, seemingly, I did not notice, but this does feel like a pretty big defining moment of what Aaron Glenn and his entire operation over there with the Jets is. What exactly happened, Bruce?
Yeah, I would say that I'm exposed to the Jets a lot. I hear a lot of Jets talk, a lot of Jets scuttlebutt. Really, the Aaron Glenn thing, he's been like, you got to trust me, you got to trust the process while we lose all these games. And then, this is the latest. Wink Martindale flies up to Floral Park. He's calling his staff. He's saying, hey, look, we're back in the NFL. We're going to go run the Jets defense. He gets all the way there, and then Aaron Glenn says, no, actually, I'm calling the defensive plays. You're just going to be, defensive coordinator in name, sort of helping scheme it up and everything like that. So Wink says, fuck that. I'm out of here. He bails. And now they got a new young DC who will not be calling plays. Aaron Glenn will be calling plays. But really, the overall narrative is he's doing this whole trust me, we're building, trust the process type thing. But they fired 9 coaches. He had an OC. He was keeping his OC. They bring in Frank Reich, or close to bringing in Frank Reich, as sort of that senior offensive consultant, new OC, but we're keeping our OC. Then they fire that OC, or he says, screw this, I'm out of here. So it's all a big mess. New York is not happy about it. It's that and the New York Rangers can't win a ball game or a hockey game, rather.
The Rangers stink? That's crazy.
They're absolutely horrible.
Well, what about the bread man? The bread man's not doing it. What about the big Eiffel? No, that's
They're actually sitting the bread man because they're getting ready to trade him.
Panini?
He's played his last game.
People are saying he's coming to Boston. There are rumblings of the bread man and the pasta man. Little pasta and bread dinner. Who wants some?
Oh, carbs on carbs on carbs.
Boom.
Oh, my God. That's a good time. So the Jets suck.
They fired basically everyone off.
I mean, it sounds like a communication issue with me.
Yeah, Aaron, you're saying? Yeah, because Aaron Glenn has Aaron Rodgers fly from California all the way over there. And Aaron has internet in his phone, in the plane, I think, could have been told at any moment, like, hey, waste of gas, waste of time, waste of energy. Aaron gets in there, sits down, 5 minutes. I don't want you. Okay? It's over. All right. I'm going to get out of here then. I'm going to leave, and I'm done with the Jets. Wink flies in. I'm going to be DC. Lance gets all the way there. I don't want you. That's an interesting thing to happen in the NFL age. That's an interesting thing to happen in the NFL.
Especially, like, you don't bring in Wink Martindale to be your DC that doesn't call the defense. Like, I think we know that. Like, that's not going to work. So the fact that there had the miscommunication before he got there, like, that could have been a couple of texts, like Aaron going, "Hey, Wink, just letting you know, buddy, I'm calling the defense." Hey, okay, cool. And he sends him a big, flick it off emoji, middle finger emoji or something. Great.
I thought it would be a thumbs up. Like, thanks for telling me before I hop on this plane and fly all the way over there.
Well, it may be both. Maybe thumbs up and then middle finger. Sure. Like, hey, cool. I appreciate you getting me before I get there, but also, no, I'm not doing it.
Fascinating stuff over there for the Jets.
Yeah, they think they're lucky stars anytime something comes out about the Browns, because the Browns take the kind of the brunt of, hey, this is the worst franchise in the NFL, but the Jets are sitting dead red as the biggest shit show. Not to mention they have 4 first-round picks over the first 2 years. So Aaron Glenn and his guy Bougie, whatever he sucks to, those two are going to make the two of the picks this year, and then someone else is going to make two of the picks next year.
They'll get it right, though. They'll get them right.
Which I do believe.
Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody forgets about that. They got these picks. They'll be able to make the right decision. They'll be able to figure it out. It's like they've already made a quarterback decision. This last offseason they did. They paid Justin Fields like $40 million.
Yeah.
They gave him a lot of money.
Paid Garrett.
They made a decision on a quarterback already. It obviously did not work. The owner came out in the middle of the season and was like, we fucking can't play football on the offensive side. Have you seen this guy? Can't complete a pass. How the fuck does that work? I have no idea. I wish I could create some sort of shot to give him that he can complete a fucking pass. I can't. That's what Johnson & Johnson, he literally came out and said that. It's like that was the quarterback they picked, though, and paid him much more than everybody else was willing to pay him. So they've already made a decision at quarterback. It has failed. 9 coaches gone. Okay, who picked the coaches? So you made decisions there, too. There's already been a lot of decisions that have already been made, but future decisions will be good. Maybe you learn from these.
And apparently, and I apologize if my brain missed this, they made a very disrespectful offer to John Gruden to be on the team in some sort of fashion.
What do you mean?
I saw.
No, that was disrespectful. I guess John Gruden just got a call about coaching for the Jets, and he was like, I would rather hang myself from my thumbs than put on a Jets logo.
He could do that, too, with how strong he is.
Yeah.
But
I thought I saw a Portnoy tweet like that he knew what the offer was, and it was very disrespectful or something like that. So
Portnoy, Patriots fan, but certainly tight with Gruden.
Yeah.
So I assume he did get a piece of information from Gruden that said, like, I wasn't going to do that, man. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who's going to give Gruden just the keys? Somebody's going to.
Somebody should.
Somebody's going to. We had 10 openings. We still have a couple, I guess.
That's who should.
Jets.
Or college. Some forward-thinking AD that wants to bring some juice to their college program.
I thought he was going to be a guarantee for one of those gigs. I did. I was pretty loud early. I was on College Game Day like week 6, I guess, after the James Franklin thing. They're like, who's going to get hired? I'm like, John Gruden? Is John Gruden still out there? Is he still giving speeches to all these college fucking teams and watching all the film? And is he now become an internet sensation, basically, which isn't that a part of recruiting and everything? John Gruden feels like the guy who's going to get a gig. Oh, really? John Gruden, a good one. Okay. I'm like, I think John Gruden's going to get a gig. I really believed it.
Still do.
When? Next year? We can just say we're early?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not wrong, just early.
Man.
Because we're
coaching with the Hula Bowl. What do you coach? The senior? We coached one of the bowls.
Yeah, and they won.
Of course.
Easily.
Age, I don't know if you know, the little wrestling voodoo doll's still here.
Oh, where is he?
Right there.
Oh, no, it's so creepy. His arms up like that.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if that's where he's going to live.
Should have put him in the chair today if no one's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name? Hawk?
What is his name?
He has no name.
Hawkeye Wrestling Club, HWC.
Sure.
Slenderman.
We call him HWC.
Maybe we call him the IWC for Iowa Wrestling Club.
No, we're not going to do that because I know what that stands for.
No, the IWC.
No. We're not going to fucking do that because I know what that stands for. And I do not want that connotation associated with anything that has to do with Iowa wrestling or Iowa athletics.
What are you talking about? Explain a little bit.
You're talking about the internet wrestling community, which, Bone is basically like the fucking president and CEO
No, we know who the Lord is.
Well, we do. But all I'm saying is I don't want that associated with this in any regard, any shape or form.
They're a passionate bunch.
Sure. That ain't his fucking name. You know what? You can just call him fucking Gable or DG.
What about MC Hunk?
I don't hate that.
Oh, I got it.
I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, maybe. Magnet chick hunk.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance that's Royal Rumble. AJ, you have any early predictions on who's going to win? Maybe Logan. Logan looks good.
He does.
Logan looks really good on here. You're right. Logan looks jacked. He seems to be very confident right now and feeling pretty good about where he's at physically and mentally. So I don't know how you don't. He want to take on CM Punk. Is CM Punk in the Rumble? Is that him I see right there in the middle?
CM Punk's champ, right? So I don't have
probably not, because don't you win the Rumble to
CM
get the right
Punk
to
is champ?
wrestle
CM Punk is champ, yeah.
In what world?
What are you talking
That
about?
WWE universe, he's the champion.
That's so gross, dude.
What are you?
Wrestler in the organization.
You don't want these hands, bitch.
We just watched the 99 and 01 Rumbles yesterday.
We did in their entireties.
Yeah. And you see those guys, and then
Who
you
wasn't?
see
All the goats.
Then you see Punk,
Scotty Too Hottie,
Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
The Oddities.
Big Boss Man.
I mean, you start naming off the names, it's everybody. And obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
And that 1999 one, you would have never guessed who won that at the end. A guy went to the hospital. Stone Cold Steve Austin went to the hospital after the Royal Rumble began because he got clipped in a bathroom as he was chasing Vince McMahon into the bathroom. And he ended up getting in an ambulance, getting wheeled out of there. He comes back to return. He almost wins it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Almost wins the whole thing.
Went to the hospital and came back?
Yeah.
Drove the ambulance back.
Had a bounty on his head.
He came, that's in the middle of the Rumble. And then obviously he's about to take Vince out. Vince McMahon's one of the last. Vince McMahon was second or first entrant. Him and Stone Cold just beat the hell out of each other. They leave. They go into the arena. It was a trap. Vince McMahon took Stone Cold right into a bathroom. He gets goes to the hospital. Vince comes back later, gets in the ring. It's just him. Holy hell, Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble. I was never obviously eliminated. What do you think this is? Well, ambulance comes. He goes in there. He's about to kick some wholesale ass. Guess who comes out?
Who?
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
Dwayne
99?
Johnson comes out. He's, guess what? Corporate sellout. He starts jostling with Stone Cold on the outside. Getting his Vince flips him. Vince McMahon wins the 1999 Royal Rumble. We watched that yesterday in its entirety. And I'll tell you what, there's some good shit in there. There's some good spots in there.
So
There's some good spots in there, dude. Al Snow came out, started fucking wheeling. I mean, it was.
What does everybody want?
Head! Do you remember that? What does everybody need? Head! Those are the days.
I need to know the writing room because I watched the what's it called again? Unscripted, the Netflix show that you
in this business.
There was no writing back then. They just wrestled.
Yeah,
exactly. If they had a writing room though, and Vince said, "Here we go. How about Rumble champ?" and he just points right me.
There was no writing room until.
You think
Cena
anyone
came
said
along.
no? You think anyone's like Vince? I don't know what is. You think anyone had any pushback at all?
And then Stone goes, well, all right. Well, who you kicking out last, kid? You. All right.
That'll be good business, kid.
All right. We're going to send you to the hospital in the middle of this thing.
Genius.
Just all of it as you start watching it come together.
Fire extinguishers.
Oh, early.
So good.
There's a lot of misses, obviously, whenever you're doing weekly episodic television and you have to fill and figure things out. But they were not scared to take some swings.
No.
They were not scared.
Rarely missed.
What was Bloom's name?
Prince Albert.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Who was that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're so creative.
AJ,
I
you'll
love
get it. He was a large man with a bald head, and he had piercings on his head. So
What a great name.
Yeah, his name was Prince Albert. He
What a good time in wrestling.
Exactly. Dude,
Yeah.
you should see the sign. Like, we watched it. It was a trip. I was 12 years old then. And obviously that's when that time is when I was introduced to it all. And you're just watching it. It's like, man, this was a completely different experience from anything else that had to be on television. And it captivated the world.
Yeah. I still remember I could, when it was like counting down, it's like, oh baby, here comes Take. Like I still remember when they were fucking coming
2001,
out.
Kane was a problem.
Yeah, big red machine. Drew Carey. Like I can still remember Drew
Carey?
Yeah.
Oh, he eliminated the Hardys without even touching them.
Drew Carey, the guy that's taking pictures for the soccer team?
Cleveland Rocks, Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he eliminated
Drew
the Hardys
Carey.
without even touching them.
Yep. And then here comes the big red machine. Kane comes out. Drew Carey tries to throw him a couple dollars. Hey, don't do it. Obviously, he almost gets choke slammed.
Dong.
Yep. outcomes take, and then Drew Carey's like, you know what? I don't want any part of this, and he eliminates himself.
So then Taker and Kane staring each other down.
Raising
Okay,
hell.
about to get after it. This is brothers of destruction here. Okay, eye to eye. This is badass Undertaker, not emo Undertaker. I mean, it's a real problem. Kane strapped up. And then that clock, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scotty Too Hot, he comes walking up. Oh, he walks down.
Great hair.
And they just fucking plant him through the ring 5
Beat
times.
the shit out of him real quick.
And run the fuck out. Just the thought of it all, how it comes together after we watch Unreal. You know, it's like, wow, some good ideas, a lot of ideas. What's the Royal Rumble going to be? Who's going to come out of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with an opportunity at a title at WrestleMania? Who's going to have all the cards after the men's and women's Royal Rumbles? Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN's platform.
Is that Penta? Is he still?
Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN's platform. What is it? ESPN what?
Unlimited, I believe.
I don't know if we've got it right one time. This thing will be available on Disney Plus?
That I don't know.
I think it will be. This thing will be available on ESPN Plus?
See, I think that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Because I think if you have ESPN Plus, that's not going to qualify you for the Rumble. You got to have ESPN Plus, and then there's also 2 kind of subdivisions of ESPN Plus. ESPN Unlimited is kind of the all-encompassing package, which I believe is what you need to have in order to watch the Rumble.
And there's like ESPN Special Unlimited, which is even higher than unlimited.
What do I get? Access to a turnbuckle?
Yeah, I
Turnbuckle cam.
Turnbuckle cam. I mean, shit, you might be able to email Bob Iger with that
Really?
unlimited plus. I just know the Australian Open fans have been fucking pissed about how this whole gimmick works.
So I'm thinking that there might be some obstacles to find where this is.
1,000%.
Yeah. Anytime something goes to a new platform, for instance, Paramount just announced that they got 1 million new subscribers from the UFC thing. That'd be a success. I think that would be considered a success. But to my surprise, it wasn't that difficult to get on Paramount. Now, I couldn't find it. I had to go through Prime to get to it. But once I found it, I got on it. It's like, okay, they clearly have to work some things out here.
Yeah.
They're going to have to figure it out. But getting to it, I was able to find it. I think with this ESPN thing, ESPN
Unlimited,
I think people are having a tough time finding it. I think they don't know exactly where they are, if they qualify for it or not. And wrestling people are not going to be pumped if the Royal Rumble coverage is impossible to find. I think that is a potential issue, but that's always new platform stuff. It's always.
Yeah, but when the YouTube TV ESPN dispute was happening and you had to have the ESPN Unlimited or whatever to watch football games, it was very, very hard. But I just looked it up. You can watch it on ESPN Plus Unlimited, which is part of the Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus bundle, but is not on the standard Disney Plus content library, which all makes sense.
So you just need to put it on. Okay,
So
we
you
don't
got
have any.
upcharge through so I have ESPN Plus and all that. I go on that app and then I've got to go and I get upcharged to get unlimited, I guess. I probably don't have that. Maybe I do. I don't know.
Yeah, but shouldn't this just be an easy thing that pops up and says, hey, this is what it's going to take to get this? Just click here,
Get rid of the fucking options. We don't need 3 separate things. Hey, this is the price it costs. You pay this, you get everything on here.
John Taffer.
Bingo.
Well, some of these menus have too many options. Just let us know what we need. Hey, are you a WWE person? Boom. This is what you're going to need, whether you like it or not. Okay, if you don't like it, cool, but at least you know this is where it's at, as opposed to, I got to do this now. I got to do this now. Because everybody hates having to match QR code, do the entire thing. Yeah. And people resent it. You know, they resent the entire operation because they think to themselves, oh, you guys should have this figured out. You guys should have this figured out. Very big entities. So hopefully that doesn't happen with the Royal Rumble. So it's on ESPN Unlimited.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, that would be my assumption, is that it's on ESPN Unlimited.
See, we should know this. But also on that note, new streaming platform we're going to have to work
What's
through.
the graphic say? What's the graphic say? You guys built the graphic.
The E there, I think, is the thing, but it doesn't say the...
When I see ESPN, I think okay, I can go to, if you're an old school person, you have like a channel guide, I go to ESPN, boom, it's there.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I think it'll work. Let's make sure we... We'll find it. It's a Royal Rumble. You're going to want to see it. Also,
Amen.
Long matches. So if you get into a little bit of a trying to figure out how to get it, don't give up. It's still on the other side. Okay? It's still on the other side. I thought what Paramount did after the fights. Clips from the fights, knockouts from the fights, individual fights, recaps of the fights. all free.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because it used to not have that.
Once you got to the fights, the product was really good.
I've also never had their app. I just, like Connor said, like, and kind of like you do with Amazon, like I just bought it through Apple TV. So it's just like the Apple TV interface, and like it's great on there. But I had to download the app to watch the fights, and like I was like, oh shit, this app is terrific.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well organized. I live on the Paramount Plus app.
And they got a lot of shit.
A lot. That's the other big thing. It's like, yeah, you're paying for that, but like their movie library is huge.
Top Gun.
Bunch of TV shows.
All the shows.
Tulsa King, Mission Impossible. They got a bunch of kids TV
Landman.
shows. Landman, because it's got like all the Nickelodeon stuff too.
Feels like they're doing what Netflix did there a few years back, where they're spending a lot of money on content and they're including live sports into that.
Yeah.
Which is
because they have CBS too. So like if you have to, if you're in an area where you can't get to, like you could watch you could have watched the playoff games through Paramount Plus.
And now Paramount Plus still has to do some tinkering with the UFC. Like they're still going to have to figure it out. So ESPN, obviously, it's going to be another opportunity to figure out the WWE relationship and the new platform, because WWE used to have its own network. Then they sold their network to Peacock, and then WWE Network's on Peacock. Then they go to Netflix, and then now. So it's like there's always some sort of transition that happens when these business decisions are made, because obviously WWE brings a very passionate fan base and a lot of content available. But the transition to new streaming platforms is always something in every sport. Football, it happens. UFC, it happens. Wrestling, it happens. And it's like, it's not always on the user side.
No.
Usually it's on like, hey, you guys got to figure this out a little bit. Hopefully they have that ready for the Royal Rumble, because it's going to be spectacular on Saturday. All right, let's get the hell out of here, boys. We're back tomorrow for a nice feel-good Friday.
Hell yeah.
It's Super Bowl season, Age. Let's go, baby!
Can't wait. I saw a glimmer of the little guy, the little tiny guy, and that wide shot. It's very creepy. If that thing starts showing up tomorrow and has different holes cut into it, then you send Bill out of there.
All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. We appreciate you all so much for allowing us to do this for a living. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.